Yes, people, we are back. The Arsenal Roundabout 12th man is back. We're here live, and there is football going on. There is Carabao Cup action that we're going to discuss because we're playing tomorrow, but there is at the moment Liverpool playing, Chelsea playing, and many other games, Wolves, Everton. I've not even kept up with the scores. All I know is that Chelsea were an absolute disgrace at the start, putting in an unbelievable performance to go 1-0 down against Lincoln, but they're now winning. But it's still quite funny. Enzo Fernandez giving the ball away and a calamity at the back. Chelsea have definitely still got some problems, man. Big up to the panel tonight. A little bit different tonight. There's no Egal tonight. There's no Lee, but we've got Kenny back in the house. We've got D. We've got DJB. Stricto back in the game. We've got Brandon as well coming back. And we have got Christian, but he's got something that he's uploading. He's going to jump on in a couple of minutes as well. Big up to the panel that's here. Big up to everyone in the chat. Make sure you do me a favor. Hit like and subscribe. Make sure you're scanning the QR code. Match Bingo is our sponsors for tonight. Use the code POTS in capital letters and you'll get discounts as well. I hope all of you have downloaded the app by now and that you're all winning some money on tonight's Carabao Cup games. We've got literally football every few days. So if you have not got Match Bingo downloaded, well, what are you doing? Let's get it sorted. People are winning. So make sure you go and get Match Bingo. We've got OK jerseys in the house as well. We got some discount for 12-man, 1-2-man. So make sure you get your discounted jerseys as well. I'm going to talk about three things tonight. We are going to touch on the Carabao Cup and the team selection. We are going to talk about Arteta's style and why he was not braver at the weekend. But first of all, I want to start talking about this. What the hell is going on with injuries at Arsenal Football Club? And in fact, what has been going on with injuries at Arsenal Football Club for years? But certainly, every game that we play at the moment, we're losing at least one, maybe even two players. You've got Nkapie, who's apparently got an injury. Noni Madueke out for 2 months. That's off the back of the return of Saka, Ødegaard, and Ben White, who have been injured. Kai Havertz and Jesus still haven't played so far this season. It's a mess, people. It's a mess, and it needs investigating. Now, I haven't seen the press conference today because apparently he said something. I've been out, but apparently he made a comment on it today, Lee Judges said. I don't know what he said. I haven't even caught up with it. Maybe someone can tell me. But look, Kenny, it ain't an injury crisis. Don't get me wrong, but ain't it a bit frustrating that we can't get through one game without someone getting injured? I mean, fair play, we've got the squad, and I appreciate we've got squad depth, and I really like it. But what are we putting this down to? Is this a training pitch problem? Is this a training method problem? Intensity? Is it Mikel Arteta and the coaching staff putting too much pressure? Is it too many games that players are playing now? Why are we getting so many injuries already, bro, in game week 4 or 5?
Well, first and foremost, right, the pattern and, is that thankfully, you're not getting bone-to-bone injuries. You're not getting broken legs. You're not getting, like I said, broken bones in your foot. What you are getting is like strain, pulls, tears. And it's a combination of two things. First and foremost, the obvious is too much football, and all the games are all like got some sort of intense. They're all intense. The Champions League games are intense because we're in an actual Champions League. We're not in the group stages where it's basically like it's arse protection, like the top two teams always seem to get through. You look at the 8 games that teams got to play. We got to play Bayern Munich. We got to play Internazionale away again, and we got to play Atletico Madrid. Liverpool got to play Real Madrid. Spurs have got to play all the big teams. So every game's got some on it, and then you've got the league, which is your bread and butter. And then you've got the Carabao Cup. So it's no wonder we're going to get a lot of injuries. But another thing as well is that I was Arsene Wenger's biggest critic, in terms of how it ended in the end, and I still got issues with him. One thing I always shake his hand for is he knew about Red Suns. It doesn't matter who you are. If you're in a Red Sun, he wouldn't let you play. He will make you set out. He had a big emphasis on on rest and not overplaying his players. Mikel, unfortunately, overplays his players. He's got this kind of sort of like straitjacket when it comes to like team selection and and tactics and style of play. Only certain personnel can play. So that's one of the reasons why you see players getting flogged. Like for instance, Madueke, early doors, he's put his hand up and said, "I've finished something." Mikel, rather than taking him off, he's playing him on, and he did the same thing with Saliba as well. Anfield, the guy's injured in warm up. Why play him? Why play him? It's only a third game of the season. It's a combination of that, and I think that's where where Mikel has to improve because all right, he's got the personnel. We got the cover for injuries, but we've got a situation where your first choice right winger is injured, but he's back from injury, and now the guy that is challenging his place, he's injured as well. He's out for 8 weeks. He's got to do better than that because, I think that the club doctors, the physios, they need to stand up to the manager as well. They need to be saying, "Look, you know what? Come on, man. Let's think long term here." But I suppose if Mikel's under pressure results, he's under pressure to make sure that his system works. He's going to flog his players. So it's those combinations, intensity of the games, the fact that they're every 2 to 3 days, too much football being played. But at the end of the day, the players are to blame, not directly, but indirectly, because they want more money. They want their 300 grand a week. They want their £500,000 a week. So you're going to have to play more games because clubs are going to. The only way clubs are going to pay you is they play more games, play more competitions, make the competitions more intense. Injuries are going to happen. It's the reality of things. But Arsenal, Mikel, think about the Red Suns.
I agree. D, do you think this is an Arsenal problem or a football problem? Because I've seen now, last season, 3 players from Arsenal go down with hamstring injuries, grade 3 that need surgery. We've now seen Havertz. We've seen another knee problem with Jesus. We've seen now Noni Madueke. We've got Saka and Odegaard with issues. Ben White only just come back as well. Now Nkapia has gone down. That's a lot within the first few weeks of the season, brother.
Yeah, bro. It's a bit odd, isn't it? Like, it feels like we're just constantly getting injured. No one really knows why. I think it's just one of those things. I think we have to put it down to just footballing things. But it's a funny situation because it's like we're getting a lot of injuries, but we've nearly got a full squad. It's weird. Like, our whole squad is nearly fit. Like, in about a couple of weeks, we'll only have Madueke and Jesus out. Havertz will be back. Odegaard will be back. Saliba's back, Saka's back. We'd only really have Madueke and that out. So it just feels like there's just constant injuries and constant niggles happening. But I think you just got to put it down to a football problem, man. Because otherwise, what reason are we looking at overpaying players? Maybe I see people talking about training grounds. I mean, these are the most expensive pitches in the world. I don't know about that. People talking about pitches and stuff like that. I mean, how do we really figure that out? You know what I'm saying? But I think we just got to put it down to just like, that's why you got a big squad, innit? This is the reason why you have a deep squad for these reasons. But in a couple of weeks, we'll have a full squad. It's kind of strange how we've had a lot of injuries, but we'll have a full squad soon. Really strange situation to be in. You know what I mean? But
no, it is.
The major answer to that, sometimes you got to just say you don't know, bro. And I can't. I really don't know, bro. I'll be honest. Don't have the answer.
Christian, I'll bring you in before I bring in DJ. With obviously situation. Is this just bad luck, bruv? Because I'm seeing too many injuries now, Christian. Oh, did I lose you? Am I back?
Can you guys see me? Is it clear?
I'm back. Yeah, is it me? Is that my Wi-Fi? Could you hear that?
Oh, I thought it was me. Yes, you. I don't know if it's me or not.
Sorry, I was saying to Christian. Can you hear me, Christian?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I was talking about the injury problems at Arsenal, man. Sorry, people. I think my Wi-Fi went. It's back now. Injury problems at Arsenal. Is this just bad luck or what? Because I'm seeing too many injuries for my liking, bro.
I don't know what it is, man. I honestly don't know, man. I've seen a lot of people talking about football back in the day and how there wasn't as many injuries compared to now. but there was nearly as much football as there is now. Like maybe Club World Cup and stuff like that, you got more football. You had European football then. You had, the League Cup, the FA Cup. There was still a lot of football. I think it's just to do with the intensity of the game, how much ground these players have to cover now. Like we've seen teams like Spurs when they were playing under Ange, like the style of football they play with the high line, how much ground they're covering. Like it's not a shock to getting loads of hamstring injuries. And when you got teams like us, where it's like high press, it's very intense. Wingers are having to work back, behind their fullback sometimes, and they're up the pitch and that. Do you know what I mean? Like it's not a shock that the more run, the more likely it is you're going to get injured. So I think that's maybe what it is. Like I'm not a scientist, man. I don't know. I'm sure there are experts doing the research stuff. That's what it seems to be, especially when you look at the players that are getting injured. Like Ben White, for example, never had an injury in his career. One of the least prone players in the Premier League. Comes to Arsenal, fit for a year and a half, 2 years. All of a sudden, we haven't seen him be at his level in a long time. I haven't seen Ben White play 90 in ages. So I mean, and that's a player that was known for not being injury prone. Even Saka, his whole youth career gets there. All of a sudden, he's being overworked and overplayed, and he's out. So Kai Havertz, another one. Like all of these players, and I don't think it's just an Arsenal problem. Like if you look at the injury list at all top teams, not even in the Premier League, like PSG, I'm pretty sure they got a long injury list now. Barcelona, Lamine Yamal, like loads of these teams, I think their players are just running too much, and the squads can't possibly be deep enough and strong enough to rotate all of your top players out. Do you know what I mean? Like it's not like we can rest Saka, Timber, Saliba, Gabriel. Them in a Premier League game. You can rest one or two sometimes, you can rotate, but most of your top players, you want them playing pretty much every competitive game or every Champions League game. So it's tough, man. Look, like I said, that I don't know exactly. That's what it seems to be. And yeah, we've been on the end of so much bad luck. Like this Madueke one, man. I was at the game. I didn't see anything. I didn't see him go down. I thought it was just a tactical change. I thought, we're just bringing Saka because he's ready and we're losing 1-0. So to hear that, it was potentially an ACL and now it's a knee injury, he's out 2 months. Apparently Arteta came out and said it might be I don't know what it is, but he's injured. And I heard Dee saying as well that like we're about to get back to having a full squad fit. And all of a sudden Madueke is out. Wouldn't surprise me if Port Vale tomorrow someone else goes down and you can't, do you know what I mean? Like it's just reoccurring. It's what it is, man. Injuries happen in football, and more injuries happen in football days than they ever have done.
Yeah. Look, DJ, we're going to get into the weekend and Arteta very soon and Carabao Cup tomorrow night, but just your thoughts on who you're pointing the finger at in terms of the blame for these injuries. Is it the amount of games? Is it an individual? Is it the work rate? Is it the training pitches? Is it just bad luck? What are you telling me, bruv?
I think it's a mixture of everything, Dan, because they're not impact injuries, they're fatigue injuries. That's the thing. People are saying about injuries, but they're not injuries where players have gone into tackles and come out with injuries, broken bones and stuff like that. These are injuries that are fatigued. And as much as you can sort of not blame the manager, and I'm not pointing the finger directly at the manager, but when there are these amount of injuries in a football club, your then first priority is to protect the players during the games and then getting your squad rotation correct. So if Madueke's got a problem early in the first half, why then keep him on till half time? When we hear about squad depth like Wanyeri and Saka's now on the bench, and Madueke has indicated to the bench that he's got a problem. The manager came out and said he had a problem early on. Well, when you've discovered he's got a problem earlier on, what are you doing keeping him on the pitch till half time? What are you doing throwing Saliba into the mix when he's been injured during a warm-up? So as much as I'm not saying it's Arteta, ultimately it's down to the football manager to safeguard these players. Why are you playing Saka for 90 minutes in games when we're winning 3 and 5-0 up? Why are you playing Gabriel in Champions League games when we're 9 something up on aggregate? So what you got to do, you've got to make sure that you're rotating the squad correctly, and then you've got to then look what you're doing in training, because Havertz is pulling up with hamstring injuries and he was on warm weather training. We've had players go down in training. Norgard is injured. Nketiah. So you've now got to look at the training schedule and what are they doing in training? Are they getting time to recover before games? Are they, what is their training like? Because we know what they're like when they're playing football. It's high intensity. Get back and defend. You hear the manager shout it out all the time. What are you doing? Get back, chase, close down. He's full of energy on the touchline, running up and down. And he's demanding 100% from his players all the time. So when you've got tactics in game like that, and you've got players just going down, no one around them, no tackles, no nothing, you've then got to protect them. You've then got to rotate your squad efficiently. You've then got to look at what you're doing in training. And what I can't really understand, and this is down to the manager, because he then has to tell his medical staff and the people on the line that a change has got to be made, is when you've got a player that is injured during a game, the last thing you do is keep him on to play minutes. You get him off. These are athletes. You know what I mean? These are physical athletes. Their bodies are, like machines. You can't. And if one part of that machine breaks down, you got to get him off. What's he doing keeping him on? I just don't understand it, because it's a mistake he's made. Now, Madueke, that could have been potentially out for 3 weeks, who knows? By keeping him on, he's now out for 8 weeks. And then he's now out, so it's going to be Saka time. Come Newcastle, Saka's going to be playing every game because he don't trust Wanyeri. Dauman's in his development and he don't 100% trust him. So now we're going to see Saka play game in, game out, game in, game out. Then what's going to happen? He's going to break down. Madueke comes back. It's just a snowball effect all the time. And as I said, whether you can blame Arteta directly, I don't know. But what you can do, you can learn from your mistakes by keeping players on when they're injured. You have to look at rotating players, getting players off the pitch early when there's no need for them to be on there. When we're cruising matches, you don't need to keep them on for 90 minutes. And then I'll finish on this, Dan. Another thing, and this is probably partly down to the medical team as well. What are you doing rushing players back? Players shouldn't be rushed back. Saliba, you could tell he was half a yard slow on Sunday. So is he fully fit? I don't know. It's just this merry-go-round of injuries again. I just hope it ain't used as an excuse if we don't get over the line.
Yeah, well, it can't be, because the squad is 100% there now. Let's move to the kind of style of play at the moment, Stricto, because you said you didn't go to the game. I didn't know you weren't there. I was there, and that team news come out and it deflated me, brother. I can't lie to you. When I see Marino and I see Trossard, I don't see Eze, I'm starting to wonder what's happening. I actually believed Marino would play, but I didn't expect to see Eze on the bench and Trossard starting. I think our manager would wear a bloody life jacket in the bath. He's that worried about safety, man. Honestly, he is literally the most defensive-minded, safety-first manager that I know. Is winding me up like anything. We've got Manchester City and Liverpool now, which were both beatable. Both weren't scary. The worst Man City side that I've seen under Pep, and Liverpool with 5-6 players in that first 11 that I thought were new that maybe we could get at. And the manager's got it wrong, Stricto, ain't he?
I mean, yeah, for sure. Like you said, I weren't expecting not to see. I wasn't expecting to see Eze on the bench, for sure. And I think most of us would have thought, okay, we're at home. I like to call it the Hollywood games, the blockbuster games. You need your blockbuster players. You need the main stage, the main actors, all that kind of stuff. And, to sort of have him on the bench in the first half, I think Gary Thingy summed it up well. Carragher, it was a waste of 45 minutes. It really was. But let me just chime in, just sorry on what DJB was saying about injuries. I know I get tired of just hearing Arteta. I don't think that's Arteta's fault there. And I know you didn't entirely blame him, DJB, but I think injuries happen in football. These players are multi-million-pound investments for clubs who, they have the best medical facilities, best training facilities that will aid in recovery and will aid in playing time and cut injuries out as best as possible. Best medical teams that that make sure all the investments are looked after properly. Now, you look at the situation of Madueke. Now, no one knows the injury of Madueke other than Madueke and the medical staff. When he's playing, I remember seeing Pep on watching on TV when one of the Man City players looked like he was injured, and Pep went to him, "Do you want to come off?" And he said, "No, I'm good," and he let him play because only the player knows to what extent he can carry on playing. And if he would have said, "Well, I'm all right to play," then they let him play. And if he says, "No, it's a bit bad, I want to come off," then they take him off. Only the player can really say to what extent their injury is until they're assessed at halftime or whenever a break is. And again, it's same with Saliba. Saliba was injured at Liverpool. He said he was okay to play, and they let him play. I don't think it's a thing of, "Oh, you're going to play through this injury, whether you like it or not. You're going to have injections. You're going to have to play." It's the players themselves who have to say if and when they can continue. Now, granted, your point of him overplaying certain players, I do agree. In certain instances, you've got to take the decision away from the player. You got to say, "Listen, we've got a game in a few weeks. We're winning this game already. You got to come off. Whether you're on a brace and you want to get your hat trick, you got to come off. Like, I'm doing what's best for the team, not what's best for you." So I definitely get that, but I do get tired of it somehow going back to it's Arteta. And listen, he's built the squad. He's built a squad now that's going to eventually get ready for these type of situations. Now, Madueke has come off. Originally, I thought it was a tactical decision, but it was, now we know it's injury. But guess what? Saka's coming back. Saliba comes off. Mascara comes on. So the quality is there. And I know if it was ever a case where we didn't buy the players, the first thing's going to be leveled at Arteta, saying, "Do you know what? Why didn't he buy players to prepare for these kind of situations?" Do you know? I just sort of get tired of it. I know a lot of men don't like the guy. That's cool, but I think the agenda sometimes is a bit too strong and too loud and too obvious. That is an agenda. I think, like, if you're going to give a fair assessment, there's nothing he could do there. The player surely has to say, "Look, whatever the injury I'm feeling right now, I gotta come off." The same thing we had with Jurgen Timber when he had his ACL. He wanted to play, not the manager forced him to play. He wanted to play, and then eventually went down again. So some of the things, I don't think, if you're looking at it from a business point of view, these guys are investments, and I don't think none of them want to fuck up their investments. None of them. And I said they provide the best recovery method, the best recovery systems in terms of like the pitch and training, everything. It has to be the best. We've got one of the best training facilities in the country. This goes more than just what the manager is doing and what the manager demands of them. These are athletes. This happens at every club. Havertz got injured in a warm climate in Dubai, one of the best places for, they scope these things out. These are gonna be the best facilities for the players. KDB, when he was at City, he used to have injuries as well. Same with Rodri. Rodri fell on the pitch. Had nothing to do with anything Pep demanded from him. It's part of football. But one part that I won't accept is not preparing for these eventualities. And I think we've prepared for it. And I think they've learned from last season. They realized last season we were short of numbers and short of quality. And they've addressed both sides. We've seen now players like Dee said, in a few weeks we'll have a lot of the players back. You know, and listen, it's not what I want, and I know DJB is not what you want. But what I'm saying is sometimes you've got to sort of look at it and think it's part of football, bro. It happens. I don't think they want to try. I don't think no manager wants to have his players unavailable, players that he rates unavailable.
Brandon, what are you saying? Are you agreeing with that? Like, what do you make of Arteta so far in the first few weeks of the season?
I don't totally disagree. I think everyone here has brought up valid points. You know, Kenny brought up the fact that there's too much football. You know, injuries do happen in football, but I think it's very, very, very disingenuous to not be looking at the guy in the dugout, Stricto, if I'm being completely honest. Because when you look at the players that have been injured so far for Arsenal this season, aside from Madueke, aside from Hincapié, all of these players have got reoccurring injuries from sustaining long-term injuries last season that required surgery. I knew that was coming straight away. Yeah, as soon as these players go down with surgery requiring injuries, it's inevitable that they will get reoccurring strains, injuries, etc., etc. And that's basically what's happened so far with Arsenal this season. Odegaard's gone down, Saka's gone down, you know, etc., etc. Now, why did they attain them long-term surgery requiring injuries? Because this manager flogged them to death. And that's the fact and reality of it. Saka's been flogged to death for years, right? Now we've finally got cover for him, but for years, us as Arsenal fans, we've all been screaming out for cover for Bukayo Saka. We was screaming out for that about 2-3 years ago. But the guy's been flogged to death that much that unfortunately he ended up with a long-term injury. You look at Odegaard. Odegaard had that really bad injury that occurred on international break. You know, this manager decided to throw Odegaard into the Chelsea game, and then the following week when he went away with Norway, the Norway medical team sent him back because he weren't ready to play football. You know, how many times have we seen players at this football club being pushed back on the pitch when they're injured by this manager?
No,
So
I disagree.
I'm not sitting here and Stricto, I'm not sitting here and saying that it's all on the manager, but he has to take a large chunk of the blame, because in reality, right? Yeah, a lot of these players have been flogged to death by him. A lot of these players have basically got these injuries because of the other factors. But like DJ was saying, we play high intensity football. Our wingers in particular, they're expected to track back. They're expected to run around like headless chickens 90 minutes. Yeah. We're watching games where we're winning comfortably and some of these players have not been brought off. I'm not talking about this season. I'm talking about in the past.
Mhm.
Yeah. Now the manager has to hold accountability for that, right? Because these are reoccurring injuries. With Madueke, I don't know the full story. I see what Arteta said in the press conference about how he'd felt something early on in the game. To me, you know, I agree. I think that's down to the player, not necessarily the manager, because in actual fact, I didn't really see anything myself to say that Madueke was injured. I think Madueke was actually our best player in the first half, and I was surprised when he came off. So, you know, them sort of injuries, I'm not too sure you can pin them on the manager, but come on, bro. He has to hold accountability for some of this. You can't just sit there and say, this has nothing to do with Arteta.
No,
Yeah?
I only agree at the point. Sorry to cut you off, Brendan, but I only agree at the point where when we are winning and he's not trying to take these players off. I definitely agree with that. Saka's been a victim of it. A lot of our key players have been a victim of it. Now, Odegaard got injured for on international duty, if I remember correctly.
Mhm.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
And then we've never really seen that same Odegaard back ever since. Yeah. And then his
No,
recent
because
injury has been
yeah,
shoulder
that's
injury.
yeah,
Impact
shoulder injury. Yeah, I know, I understand
right?
that. But
These aren't
with
nothing
that,
to do. Go on.
yeah, impact injury. But with that injury in particular, the one that he sustained on international break, yeah, we brought him back from injury early, played him against Chelsea, then sent him back out for international break again, and they sent him back and said he's not fit to play football.
Yeah, but exactly my point I made earlier. So the point I was making is it's different when you haven't prepared for these eventualities. That at that point last season, we literally, I mean, he could have played in one area if he wanted to, but clearly didn't trust him. But now we've addressed those issues where, okay, if someone like Odegaard's injured, then you can bring in a Marino, whether you agree whether it's adequate replacement or not, it's another thing. Or you can play Eze. You know, we've addressed that, but I just think it's a part of football. Your star men are always going to play. They want to play. They desire to play. Listen. If I picked up a cramp, yeah. If I'm in bed with my missus, yeah, and we're going at it, yeah, and I picked up a cramp, yeah, which happens, yeah. I know a lot of you might know. You pick up cramp, yeah, and she's telling you to go on. You can't go on, bro. Babe, I can't. My cramp. I gotta stop. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
What an analogy, Stricto.
It's that kind of.
Funny thing is, we all know what he's talking about.
But she might want me to carry on. I can't carry on. Do you get what I'm saying? I might have a little niggle. I can feel it coming, but I'm still there. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm still going on. It's that kind of thing. No one really wants to stop unless they have to stop, is what I'm trying to say. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but then also at the same time, though, Stricto, it then comes down to that title. You know, he's not just the manager; he's got a duty of care to these players. So, again, we go back to the Saliba situation before Liverpool. All right, Saliba might have wanted to play football, but the manager there should have said, "No, you knocked yourself in the warm up. It's 3 games into the season. We've brought in what's his face." Mascara. He can step in for you, and you know there's no need for you to be playing today. I know it's Anfield, but like, come on, duty of care, my friend. Do you know what I mean?
Strixo, you honestly think that these players are bigger than the manager? The way that manager portrays himself, you honestly think that they would stand up to that manager and say, "Sorry, I'm staying on the pitch"? If he really wants to yank them off, mate, he'd yank them off. Even though they want to play, this manager has proven that he absolutely has the ultimate authority over this football club. And if he wants to get those players off the pitch, those players are not going to have them. They're not going to stand up to him and say, "Boss, I want to stay on." He's going to say, "No, you're off." And if he knows he's got the squad depth, why ain't he making that decision? Why is he leaving players on? The Saliba one was the prime example for me. There was no reason for Saliba to start that.
Across the league, across the football world, players pick up injuries during training, during warm-ups, right?
Every game across the world, you see players get injured in warm-up and don't start matches.
Some you hear of, some you won't hear of. Now in the Saliba situation, again, it comes down to the player. If you think you can play, the manager can't tell you anything. Saliba, you're right. Yeah, boss, I'm good. That's down on the player. You can't tell me for 1 second as an athlete you want to play injured. It's unfair. It's selfish from the player's point of view. It's not team sport. It's a team sport. It's not boxing. You're not by yourself. You've got other people that, you know, it fucks up the substitution and the rotation of the game. Every game, players get injured in warm-up. Some say, "Do you know, I'm all right to play." Some say, "You know what? Give me 10 minutes. I'll see." Or give me 15. Give me the half. I'll see. Some you won't hear of because the injury didn't last after the warm-up. You know, I think we just got to look at it that way. A lot of players go down or feel a niggle in warm-ups, and warm-ups aren't high intense. They're really not high intense. They just up and down, do a couple stretches, and boom.
Yeah,
it's also not just between the player and Arteta. Like that Saliba one, I don't think it's a good example because the physios were on the pitch with him before the game. Do you know what I mean? It's not. He doesn't go to Arteta and say, "Boss, I'm feeling something," and he goes, "Well, are you all right to play?" And he goes, "Yeah, I'm fine." And he goes, "That's not how it works."
Yeah,
Arteta's the last person that he'll go that will hear the news.
There is a lot to blame. Whatever, I think it's all round. I think it's a mixture of a lot of things that the club's getting slightly wrong at the moment because there's too many injuries at the moment, and they're not they're not impact injuries. They're fatigue injuries. They're injuries that are being caused by, something. So it does need to be investigated and it needs to look into. And I'm sure they are. They must be. They must be. Whether that is the training ground, I don't know.
Kenny Ken probably has the better point. It's a lot of games. You constantly hear managers moaning. When Klopp was at Liverpool, that was his biggest thing. Oh, we're playing too many games in short amount of there's no recovery time. I think that's probably what it is compared to back in the day where the games weren't as many, there weren't as many competitions as they are now. Madueke, for instance,
was sorry, cutting strict. So let you finish, Pop. I'll come in after you. Yeah.
Madueke had a long season with Chelsea, right? Played Club World Cup with Chelsea. Barely sort of had any in-between rest between signing for Arsenal and the Club World Cup. I get it. It's easy to point at Arteta. I get it. But sometimes I think the agenda just looks too obvious. That's what I'm saying.
No, but Stricto, the reason why I had the problem I had the issue with Arteta at Anfield is because it's the third game of the season. The guy's had like I said, he's an injury, he's sprained an ankle. After 5 minutes, he can't carry on. That's impacted the whole game because because at the end of the day, he didn't prepare for every eventuality. Because at the end of the day, we're chasing the game now against Liverpool Anfield, 1-0 down. That's one less attacker we're bringing on because we've wasted the substitution by bringing on Mosquera. No, don't get me wrong. Mosquera was fantastic when he came on, but if the guy's injured in the warm-up, you've got to say, you know what? As much as you want to play against Liverpool because they are rivals, and I know how much I need you. However, if you're not fully fit, you shouldn't play because we've got a squad now where players who are 80% fit don't have to play because the gap in quality between the first choice and second choice isn't wide anymore. It's actually quite close. So that's where I was angry at both of them. Don't get me wrong. I think Saliba was bang out of order. But I think his manager said, you know what? Third game of the season, we've got a long season. We've got Champions League games. You're going to have to sit this one out. Because the gap in quality, as much as you're a senior player, the gap in quality is not big. And in the eventuality of Liverpool going to go up, that's one less attacking substitution that I would have to make. And that's why I went for both of them. You must have known, I went at both of them. Because at the end of the day, the manager's the boss. He needs to make a position for all the players, not just for one player.
Mm-hmm.
Let me move towards the actual style problem at Arsenal because I can't lie, the last couple of games have really frustrated the hell out of me. And if we draw against Newcastle going defensive, I think I might be done, people. I'm not even lying. Let me come to D and Christian first because they've been quiet for a bit and Christian's had some Wi-Fi problems, bless him. I know that feeling. Let me start with D. I know you're a big Arteta fan. I get it, bro, and I hear it, right? But I need to see this guy take the shackles off now, fam. I need to see the handbrake come off. He spent an unbelievable amount of money on defenders. He spent even more on defensive midfielders and trying to replace players. And I think when you've got 6, maybe even 7 defensive players on, it is such a safety thing, man. So I want to see him now trusting his defense that apparently is the best in the league, but you wouldn't know it looking at Arteta. He clearly don't think that's that good because he keeps trying to put players in front of him that can defend. Trust that they're good enough, take the shackles off, and have a right go. Otherwise, D, I don't think we're winning this league. In fact, I don't think we're getting near to winning this league if he plays like that. What are you telling me?
Yeah, unfortunately, he's got it the wrong way round. I'd much rather you play like that against Newcastle away than Man City home. That's where the problem is. The problem is that it's like I don't know, man. It's got to the point where I don't like whether you're Arteta out or Arteta in. I feel like we all can kind of understand that we wanted Eze on the pitch. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's really anything to do with anything, but we want our best players playing. There's no difference to dropping Eze as there is to dropping Saka. There'll never be a game where I think that Saka shouldn't be playing. I don't matter what the tactics are. There will never be a match where I feel like Saliba shouldn't be on the bench. There will never be a match where I feel like Declan Rice shouldn't be on the pitch, regardless of who we're playing and regardless of the tactics. And I feel like that should be the same for players like Eze. I feel like Eze is in our team right now. there should never be a game or tactic where Trossard starts ahead of Eze. That should never be a thing. There should never be a game or a tactic. I don't care if you're playing defensively or on the counter or you're playing against Burnley or Man City. There should never be a tactic where Merino starts ahead of Eberechi Eze. That's what it comes down to. I can understand certain tactics. You get it. Like you go to Anfield, nothing's happened in a long, long time. You want to go free solid in the middle. I can hear that. Or Bilbao, first time they've been in the Champions League in 10 years and it's away from home. It's a tricky game. But I think what he did, he underestimated how good this team was. And I'm talking about our own team. I don't think he realized how much better we were than Man City. Because even when we had those three in the middle, we were still controlling the whole game. And I don't think he realized that this team is a lot better than the Man City team. And he did them a disservice on Sunday. He did them a disservice. He did the fan base a disservice. He did everyone a disservice because they all deserve... Like I said, me and Stricture were talking in the week, and I said to him, no football players, they talk to each other. You see, when they're in hotels and they're talking to their people, their friends in group chats, and they have conversations with people that they trust. So if we're football players, we'll be talking to each other. Do you think Rice is not talking to Saka saying, why is he playing Merino again? You see, when they're covering their mouth and they're doing that type of stuff and they're talking to each other, they're probably having these conversations like, bro, how can you be playing Merino again instead of Eze, bro? Eze is probably talking to his brother on the phone like, can you believe I'm not starting today, bro? Like, these things are probably happening because there's no reason, like I say, a tactic. There's never a tactic where Merino is going to be better than Eze in the 10. And I can understand it for certain games. Like I say, you're playing Newcastle away. I'd much rather you've done it Newcastle away than Man City home. He's doing it the wrong way. I can understand it. But this Man City game where they're so weak defensively, we're at home. We've got a duty of care for the fan base for us to be hopeful and have belief in the club and in what we're doing. It's not just about just the game and you're the manager. We understand that. But before the game, I had group chat phone calls with some of my friends. All of us were deflated before the game. Like, you've decided to be manager of the club, innit? You've decided to take this job, to apply for this job. So you've got a duty of care for us to believe that we can go on and win every game, innit? And you've decided that in that game, the whole fan base, their shoulders dropped before the game even started. I can guarantee you that. Whether you're Arteta out or Arteta in. And I think that's more the disappointing thing, regardless of the result, because the result's not a bad result. You can draw a Man City any time, any day. That's not a bad result naturally, but it's the feeling before the game is the issue for me. Like before the game, I feel like we should all feel like we watch football to be like, oh, we can win this. We've got a chance to win this game. We love football. We watch it. We care about football. It's our release. It's our stress release for everyone. And you should add to that, not take it away. That's really my take on it. I feel like you got a duty of service to us and to the fam. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Can I just jump in it real quick?
Go on, Brandon.
Yeah, that midfield three should never happen. Whether it's Newcastle away, Man City away, Liverpool away, I don't care. That midfield should never happen. And there's for one reason only, right? This manager likes stats when they're in his favour. Let me give you a stat right here, right now. Declan Rice and Mikel Merino have started in Arsenal's midfield 10 times together. Arsenal have won once, and that was against Monaco at home in the Champions League group phases. Yeah, field, it doesn't work.
Against Ipswich.
It should never ever happen. It shouldn't happen, especially when you look at our squad now and see the amount of quality attacking players that we have in this squad or not. That should never happen, regardless of whether we're home or away. I don't care.
Sorry, not to cut you. I agree with you in that regard. I'm talking about more so about understanding what someone's trying to do. Like I'm saying, like people say that Eze should never play on the left and stuff like that. But if Eze is playing on the left, I can understand why he's playing on the left, because that's where it enhances the team and in certain games. So when we played Bilbao, for example, and he played them three in the middle, regardless of whether I agree with it or not, I understand what he's trying to do. I get it. It makes sense because it's an away fixture. It's an away game. They're trying to be hard to beat away from home. First game in the Champions League of the season. You want to make sure you're solid. Whether you agree with it or not is a different point. Obviously, we all got different tactical ideas, But I'm saying I get what you're trying to do. At Man City home, that was a chance for us to go all out attack because they were weak at the back, and we beat them 5-1 last year. So I feel like it's just the timing is wrong. That's what I feel. But I get what you're saying.
Yeah, no, look, I've got to be honest. Christian, I'll come to you quick on this. Like, I think we all know what needs to happen. My fear is that it won't happen. I expect to see Marino play again at the weekend against Newcastle. I expect to see something on the left that's potentially Martinelli or something like that because he scored in a couple now. I just don't get the feel. I don't get the feeling of love with Eze and Gyökeres from Arteta. I don't really get that he wanted them players personally. I just don't feel like he's happy with those two. It seems to me that there's something. He likes to take Gyökeres off. He likes to bring Eze into the middle and then shout him when he's not playing out as a touchline winger. I mean, come on, everyone knew he wasn't a touchline winger. There's a lot of problems there, but I think we all stating the obvious on this pod so far about our style. Do you think he's going to change it, bruv?
Maybe the noise will make him change it. Just the noise this week or after that City game has been mad. Like from every fan, from every pundit, every podcast. I feel like I've had this conversation 20 times and it's Tuesday. Like, I don't know, man. You know what I don't understand as well? If Odegaard was fit, we can all agree that he would have started, right? The midfield would have been Rice, Zubimendi, and Odegaard. Odegaard wasn't fit. Who in this squad is the most similar to Odegaard? It's probably
Nwaneri.
It's probably Eze first, and then it's Nwaneri. And then it's Marino. How does Marino become the next choice when Odegaard isn't fit? It doesn't make any sense to me.
He's not doing it for like, though, is it? It's not for like, is it? He's not like, even if Odegaard was fit, I could still see him playing that midfield. It's not.
That's why I don't get. It's not why it's not like for like, because you've got those two players that can break up play and are defensive minded in Rice and Zubimendi. What are you thinking? I really cannot understand it at all. At Anfield, cool. I still didn't like it at Anfield. I still wouldn't have done it, but I could understand it. Cool. Like, we didn't get the result. It went the wrong way. At Bilbao, I didn't understand it. You know, Bilbao was a team that wouldn't finish top 6 in the Premier League. I don't think they'd finish top 8. Not to disrespect them, but we're so much better than them. Go and score goals. Let the defense defend with the 4 and maybe Declan Rice or Zubimendi in front. And I would even go further that I didn't just want to see Rice, Zubimendi, Eze. I wanted to see maybe not even against City. And I've said this before on this podcast. I want to see 2 attacking players in midfield. You don't need to play Rice and Zubimendi in every single game. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Against Forest, we didn't. I think we played Rice dropped out, Zubimendi, Marino, and Nwaneri. And it was so much more front-footed because, look, Marino's not a defensive midfielder. He's someone that go a little bit more. So why not play Rice, Eze, Odegaard? Why not try that? Why not play Zubimendi, Odegaard, Eze? Zubimendi, Eze, Nwaneri. Do you know what I mean? Just try and score goals.
Yeah, but Odegaard wasn't fit. Odegaard wasn't fit, was he?
I don't want to win games 2-1.
Odegaard wasn't fit, though.
No, I'm not talking about now. I'm talking about in general. This is what I want to see, and I don't think we'll ever see
it.
Okay. I want to see us.
I'll tell you what, Chris, very quickly. When you said I don't know what he's thinking, I've told you what he's thinking. We all know what he's thinking. Yeah?
Yeah, definitely.
This is what he's thinking, man. He thinks Mikel Marino is this guy. Real talk.
Yeah.
Because I don't get why he's doing this. It makes 0 sense to me. 0 sense to me. I've got to try and make it make sense in my mind to think, right, Marino, who are you? What sort of a player are you?
Dan,
scored 3 games for Spain. He didn't score for Arsenal, though, did he, Mikel? Do you know what I'm saying?
We've got to state some facts here. Everyone associates Mikel Arteta with Pep Guardiola. Let's not forget who he played his best football for, and who we signed him from. We signed him from David Moyes' Everton. David Moyes has had a big influence in his career, whether people like to hear it or not. You can talk about the Pep connection as much as you like. You can deny that he played for Everton. You can deny that he played under David Moyes as much as you like. But the fact is that when I see us play, there's similarities at times to the Everton side under David Moyes, especially off the ball, especially the hard running, especially the low blocks, you know, where we can't be overloaded. David Moyes has had a really big influence on Mick Arteta. When you look at the style of play, I can tell you one thing now. Once again, I'm the guy who's going to tell you that Father Christmas doesn't exist, and the Tooth Fairy is just a myth. That I was the one who left the fiver for the kid that lost his tooth. We're not going to change the way we play under this manager. It's not criticism of it, it's just a fact. He's still scarred by 22, 23. I wasn't surprised that he was going to play that team at Man City, because for him, in his eyes, it worked at Nottingham Forest and it worked against Bilbao because we won both games. And I'm going to save him something more controversial. I told you Eze wasn't a left-sided player, didn't I? Eze will not play in this team until he gets up to speed. Mick Arteta is not changing any style of play for Gyökeres and Eze. So if they want to play every week, they're going to have to get in line with what Mikel wants and get in line quick, or
That's
risk being
scary.
dropped.
That's scary, man.
I think it's a bit
early for that. I think the team will be very, very different.
Do that. But if you guys think that he's going to change the style of play and move the wheel tactically for those guys, I'm sorry, mate. Then we might as well. It's like a scene out of Alice in Wonderland. It's not going to happen.
I think the team's very different though when it's Saka, Eze, and Odegaard and Gyökeres up front. I think it's a very, very different team.
Yeah,
I feel like obviously
same tactics though. Same tactics.
I think it's a very, very different team and different way of playing when the three are playing behind Gyökeres.
The personnel's there, where we've got an extremely strong squad. There's no doubt about it. We're more than capable of playing in a more kind of football with panache, playing a more exciting style. But the main base of how we play is being difficult to beat, making sure we pick up our runners, making sure we don't get overloaded. Whatever happened in 22, 23 must never, ever happen again. If that means sacrificing a bit of our panache, then that's going to be the way under Mick Arteta. So your Eze's, your Gyökeres is going to work with very limited service, very limited chances, and the chances he's going to have to take. Eze, he's going to have to, get in tune with how we play. If the left wing position is the only position he's got, then he's going to have to change for Mikel.
Imagine being Gyökeres though. Imagine, you want to come to this club, you fight however hard to.
This is Arsenal now. He's not a sporting Lisbon.
But we had this, Christian, when at the start, we had this conversation before, and everyone was saying, how many goals you reckon Dan asked the question, how many goals you reckon Gyökeres will score? And everyone was going 25, 28, 30. And I went 12, 15 goals. And everyone went to me, are you mad? And I went, well, it's Mikel Arteta's tactics. You think that Gyökeres is going to score 20 plus goals under this manager, the system he plays? And I said he was going to look bang average. And he looks bang average. Looks like a Sunday afternoon player.
And everyone
I don't know
about that, man. The
problem is, guys, right? The problem is you can go back last season and watch streams and watch podcasts, and we're having the same conversation about this football manager. This football manager has had his phases. We've all trusted the process. We've all been behind him at one point or another. And here we are again having the same conversation. This manager is not going to change the style of play. It's getting worse. It's regressing. It's getting more boring to watch. We're creating less chances, right? We was told we only need a number 9. The amount of chances we create, if we had a number 9, we're going to score bags of goals. That's gone. We're creating less chances. He's had all the tools, he's had all the money, and we are still looking at the same squad week in, week out, the same tactics, sideways passing. His game is built on not getting overloaded, possession-based football. That is it. That is it. And
we're 5 games in.
And making us
5 games in.
Okay. No,
2 years.
5 games. We had the same. No. Let me. Hang on a minute. You're going on about 5 games in, Stricto.
We're 5 games in. Man's bagged 3 in the Premier League.
We was having this
Haven't even
conversation
come halfway yet.
season.
We've lost Thomas
Partey.
A pivotal player in our midfield. And I'm sorry, Zubimendi's nowhere near what Partey offered.
Exactly. I was just going to get onto that. Let me talk. Let me just talk, and then you can come in. Again, So now, if you're going to play with defensive midfield players, you can still play with defensive midfield players and create chances. The fact of the matter is, we've got defensive midfield players that don't create anything. You've got Marino that spends half of his time on the floor, and you've got Zubimendi being bundled off the ball and losing possession. And when he does get the ball in acres of space, he just plays it safe. So we've not even got the creativity from our defensive midfield players. The problem is with this manager now, he's got, and I agree with Christian, how on earth can you take out a number 10 and not replace him with a number 10 when you've got Wanyeri and Eze on the bench? What manager would do that 6-7 years going into football management? Right? And then he has the audacity to play Trossard out on the left. He doesn't even put Martinelli, who scored in midweek, all right, although he's fallen off. But then he plays Trossard on the left. No one in a million years, no Arsenal fan in that stadium would have predicted Trossard starting on the left against Man City. No one. And this is the problem we've got with this manager. He went to Liverpool. He played defensively. He didn't set down a marker, which he should have done. Win, lose or draw, if we'd have gone and attacked Liverpool and had a real good go of it, no Arsenal fan would have been too disappointed if we'd have come away with no points.
We
was looking at the performance.
We was
looking,
of course they would. DJ, you would have gone off.
No, listen, you'd be disappointed that we didn't win anything, but you'd be looking at a performance.
No.
And then he had a chance Man City at home. We're going into that game 6 points behind Liverpool. We're 6 points behind Liverpool going into that game. That game should have been treated like a cup final. He should have set up to really take that game against Man City and go and get 3 points. Instead of that, here we are, 5 points behind Liverpool, going into a tricky game away against Newcastle. He ain't going to change the way he plays, guys. Get used to it. He ain't going to do it. He's going to stick to the same system. He's not going to change. You could give him prime Messi, prime Ronaldo, prime Maradona, prime Mount. You can give him all the Pirlo. You can give him all the players under the sun, and he will still find a way to stick to the way he plays. He's not going to change it. And the problem is, the more you keep accepting it, and the more that you keep saying, oh, it's because of this, and it's because of that, and it's because of this, and it's because of that, we're going to be having the same conversation come what may, because he ain't getting us over the line. Simple as that. He ain't doing it.
I'm just hoping, because he changed it at half time, right? He realised it was wrong. He looked at Man City's setup and thought, all right, this ain't working. Marino did to, because Marino was poor. Like every time Marino got the ball, he took an extra touch too many, and he got tackled and he turned backwards. He did absolutely nothing. Like that was one of Marino's worst halves of football in an Arsenal shirt. Definitely. So, you know what I mean? If Marino had played well and had got into positions and his first touch was on him, do you know what I mean? It would have been a different story. But I hope that Arteta realises we can't do that again. We can't waste another 45 minutes of football.
This is what we've been living on for season after season now. It's hope. It's hope.
It's not what we've been living on, though. Like, I'm sorry to say.
I disagree in a way. It's not like we've never seen him play exciting, attacking football.
Yes, it's not the best football now. It's not what we've been living on. Like, come on, guys. Now the agenda's mad. Like, we've been playing some of the most fantastic football for the last few seasons.
So there's a difference between agenda and facts. What have you been seeing last season? Because I'm seeing nothing different.
One agenda was, and I'll put my hand up. Martinelli's been stinking up the place, and one agenda was, Arteta's killed him. Martinelli had this great. All of a sudden, Martinelli gets back into the team. Last 2 games, scores, wins us a game.
Would you start him then? Would you start him over Eze?
There's no talk about Arteta's getting in playing again. It's Martinelli's trying his best to get back in the squad. It's like, come on, man. Where does this guy get a fair shake?
Would you start Martinelli over Eze?
Say that again.
Would you start Martinelli then on the left over Eze?
I would start whoever. I would start any of them. I would start any of them. Like,
so why ain't he starting them then?
Why ain't he starting them then? Now, let me say something first. Yeah, I've been giving Martinelli hella stick stinking out the place, doesn't beat his man, doesn't know what to do. If the situation doesn't involve speed and pace, he's lost. These last few games, he's shown something absolutely different to the Martinelli we've been used to these last few seasons. He's shown a bit of IQ, getting in the right place.
Playing down the middle, playing down the middle, he scored both goals, and not on the left. Martinelli.
Martinelli. It don't matter. It don't matter.
Exactly. So why is he been playing him out on the left then when he scores goals down the middle?
But he's stunk up the place too. Which one is it? If he scored from the left, he scored in the middle. Which one is it? He stunk up both sides and he scored from both sides.
Listen, he hasn't shown
He
enough.
played on
He
he played on the left against Bilbao. Against Bilbao, he was on the left. Trossard was central. You look at the assist he got for Trossard. He was on the left. Also, Gyökeres was still up front against City. He played on the left. This isn't Martinelli playing up front. He's playing on the left, drifting into central areas. I agree with Stricto, man. The agenda is mad. Look, you can criticize the manager, but to start going back and say it's been stale for this long and it's been this, we come second 3 years in a row. If it was stale for this long and dreadful football, and this
performances and tactics and the way we've been playing, Christian, is similar to. I was watching games like this last season. We was talking about this last season, not being proactive enough, too negative, not going at teams.
You know,
mistakes.
The football hasn't been great since 2022-23. There was a bit of a renaissance after the New Year's 2024, where we discovered them set pieces and a lot of our players are in form. Last season, we fell out the form. Yes, we thrashed sides, but a lot of times we thrashed sides because they made a cardinal mistake of going at us and leaving space, and we killed them. And we were clinical in games against Man City, Lisboa, PSV, amongst others. That's when we were on fire, because a lot of times the rule of thumb when you play Arsenal is that play low block, don't give them anything, but if you give them space, God help you. And that's what's happened. In terms of the football that everyone says we've been playing, this great football, I don't think I've seen any great football consistently from us until the 22-23 season when we were purring. Since then, he has got scars from 22-23. Understandable. But in some cases, he's over the top. When you go to Anfield, you've got to lay down a marker. There was loads of Arsenal fans. Some people on this panel, we Liverpool are vulnerable. They're conceding goals. We should go over there and let's go and lay down a marker. We're going to turn them over. Some people were saying 3-1, 4-1. I was hearing 4-1. What we do when we went there? Played a very, very kind of like conservative style of play. Didn't want to give anything away. Don't get me wrong. Liverpool did that as well, because they'd be absolute pork chops if they played expensively against us, because they're no one's fault. So that's the situation. But the way, if you look at the players we got at our disposal, you would like us to lay down a market. It didn't work. We took a risk and it didn't come away. Man City game, again, obviously we picked the team that was doing well for the last few games. But again, is this a strong Man City side, Christian? Really?
No, Kenny, but I agree with you. I don't think there's an Arsenal fan in the world right now that's saying that lineup was correct and Arteta's right. And I haven't trusted what he's done this season so far. I don't think we've been particularly great this season so far. It's just when people say that it's been stale and it's been awful and it's been 22-23, yeah, the football was great. The year after, we got 89 points in the league. Maybe you talk about the style of play, but work. We were winning games. We were going away to teams and winning 4-5.
Have teams worked
One sec. Let me just finish the point. We win 4-5-6-0 every week. There was countless in that season away. The run we went on towards the end of the season, apart from the Villa game, Villa, and then obviously the draw at City was sensational. To get that out of that team with the front three of Saka, Kai Havertz, and Martinelli was ridiculous. And then last season, as Arsenal fans, you don't want to talk about it, don't want to mention it because you're scared of what trolls are saying online and people jumping on you in the comments. But the injuries had a massive part to play last season. If we didn't have the injuries we had last season, we would have been a lot closer to it. The football would have been a lot different. Brandon, why are you laughing, mate? We had 27 injuries to a Champions League semi-final.
Yeah, and you're sitting here again, Christian, blaming injuries. The fact that we have... No, come on, mate. You're talking bollocks now. I won't have that. I won't have that. You're talking rubbish. It's been stale since last season, mate. Yeah, all we do now is play for set pieces. It's that
Champions
fucking
League semi-final,
embarrassing
right? People
that
are
we've
talking
now
like
got
we're in
towels
Europa
lining up
League,
on
like
the
we're in the Champions
sidelines so
League.
we can take long throw-ins like
Right?
we're Stoke City.
The way
Don't
fans talk
chat
about
shit,
Arsenal
mate.
online, it's like we're playing in the Conference League, right? It's coming 15th, right? This is still a serious team. So cool, criticize, right? I've criticized Arteta. He was wrong on Sunday. He was wrong at Anfield. I don't agree. 100% I don't. Criticize. But when you start talking like this is some pub manager, Sunday
So
league,
why we
what
so-
Sunday league team is for a
He
Champions
is.
League semi-final? Tell
so
me.
why has he
And
changed
get
Oh,
his
wow,
subject?
well done.
Why ain't he learning then?
Come on,
Why has he gone from playing this wonderful football to where we are now, rubbing the ball with a towel to throw long throw-ins when we ain't even got a player that can throw the ball into the box?
Every
Where's all
team in the
this
league doing
coming
long
from?
throws now.
Where
Show
is
me a
all
team
this
in the league
coming
that ain't
from
doing
all
long
of a
throws.
sudden? Where is it all coming from then? It looks as if the manager now has run out of ideas, so he's going backwards. And we've got to stick with a manager at this football club on £1 billion that's run out of ideas. Why have
Listen,
we got
it's all part of the game.
Scared of?
It's
What
all
are
part of the
people
game.
scared of?
Like Christian
What
said, I
change
see
are people
every
scared of?
team taking long throws. I saw Man City taking long
Oh,
throws.
come on, man.
I saw Man City
Is
taking
that
long
what you
throws.
want to see?
And
Is that what you
another
want to
thing,
see
yeah.
as an Arsenal fan? Is it?
And another thing, yeah.
Seriously?
When we was playing flowing football, teams did not take us serious. Yeah. Now when
Come on,
everyone
man.
plays Arsenal, they just camp and low block. That is what they do.
And he can't break it down.
He does break it down.
When?
What do you mean when? How do we? How we
When,
finish?
when we're launching balls in the box, you mean,
How
from
we
set
finish above
pieces? Is
every
that
other
what you mean,
When
Stricto?
we're getting corners and set pieces, we're
Yeah,
breaking the
corners
low
and
block.
set
You know what,
pieces.
let's do it your way. When we get a throw in and a set piece, yeah, let it be a goal kick. Let's do it your way. Let's do it that way because it's not part of football.
No, I'm not saying it's not part of football,
What are you
Stricto.
saying
I'm saying we, as a football team, are far too reliant on set pieces and all of that. We seem to be playing for them at the moment.
Game.
It's
How
a
do
joke.
set pieces happen? Set pieces happen either because it's been deflected or you've been hacked. It's part of the game. That's how
Yeah.
a team want to play against us.
Now answer me this, Stricto. How many big chances do we create for our forward line? How many big chances, how many opportunities do we actually have in like during the play? Not talking about set pieces, I'm talking about during the play. How many times do we test goalkeepers? How many shots on goal are we having? Barely any.
What you're doing,
Brandon, when was the last time we scored from a corner?
It's gonna run your agenda. I don't give a
When was
fuck.
the last time we scored from a
It's
corner?
got nothing. I haven't got an agenda, Stricto. No. Don't chat shit now. My agenda here, yeah, is for Arsenal to be a lot better than what they really are. Nobody can sit here right now and tell me that we haven't got a squad to be playing better football than what we do right now. Not a single person can sit here and tell me that. Yeah, look at the squad. I will sit here as a hang on, Stricto. I will sit here as a toxic and negative Arteta outer, and I will comfortably sit here right now, and I will tell you all: Arsenal have the best squad in the league in terms of depth, in terms of quality. We have the best squad in the league. There is no fucking excuses for us to be playing like we are right now. There's no excuses for it. It's bullshit. It comes from the manager. It has done for the last couple of years.
Us serious. Guess what? That's what happens when teams start taking you serious. They know, all right, Arsenal are in town. And guess what? We have more than one way to play. Look at our back line. Look at our back line. Man's taking MLS out, brought in Calafiori for height. There's more than one way to play. Listen, I don't care how it goes in, as long as it goes in. If we fucking win a game 1-0 because it came from a long throw, and I don't give a shit.
No, but strict we're not, bro.
It's actually
this
mad.
is the thing,
Now
fam.
that
We're
you
not,
are
bro.
actually taking away set pieces as a way to actually score goals.
No, but Stricto, we're not. We're setting up like this, and we ain't winning 1-0. We're drawing or losing. This
We're
is the
drawing or
problem.
losing. Hence why Arsenal weren't in a title.
No, we've lost one game this season.
Hence why Arsenal weren't in a.
Hang on. After 5-6 defeats, I can hear it.
Hence why Arsenal were not in a title race last season, my friend, because we drew 14 fucking games.
Okay,
14.
One game.
Yeah, so far. But it's one of many if we continue to set up the way that we're setting up.
You like to deal with facts. Let's deal with the facts. We've lost one game.
I'm dealing with facts right now. Last season, Arsenal was not in a title race because we drew 14 games. We drew far too many games, my friend. Yeah. Do you honestly sit here and think that if this football And this way of playing that we are currently seeing from Arteta, where we are struggling to break teams down because we are going far too defensive. Do you not think that these 14 draws could not happen again this season?
They could happen, and so could 14 victories.
It could. You're right. And we've got the quality of players there to turn 14 draws into 14 victories. However, the manager has to use these players properly. I'm looking at like the weekend, for example. He's decided to bring in Marino, and we all agree here that was the wrong choice, right, to play that midfield three. But I'm looking at our attacking options as well now. We got Eze, we got Martinelli, we got Wanyeri, we got Trossard, we got attacking players beyond belief. That was the one criticism that everybody had for Mikel Arteta in his entire time here. Like, you've spent all this money, but you barely spent any money on the attack. Look at how many attacking players we have now. We should be playing a lot better style of football. We should be scoring a lot more goals. Let's just be honest about it. Yeah,
No,
we shouldn't be
listen.
playing scared, like safety
I'm at the
first.
point.
Do you know what I mean?
We played great football last 2-3 seasons. Where did that end up? Nothing. I didn't hear no one say, "Oh, we're playing great football." Arteta's got us playing great. All I heard was, "We haven't crossed the line. We're doing something different. We're trying different ways to play." Now everyone's still moaning the same way. I don't get it. Marino's played football like this and won plenty of leagues, won Champions Leagues. We've seen it.
All we're asking is for this guy to take the handbrake off. That's it.
Listen,
yeah,
let me make it clear.
Because
that starting
in 22,
lineup against
23,
Man City, the starting lineup against Man City, like you said, no one here sat down applauding and saying, "Yes, this is what we wanted to see." Nobody, right?
Do you agree with that lineup against Liverpool at Anfield then?
I didn't agree with it, but I went with it. I didn't agree with it, but I went with it. That's what you got to realize with me. That's what you got to realize with me.
So that's two of our biggest.
But I will chastise Arteta if I have to. I wasn't happy with the lineup.
Okay, so that's two of our biggest games so far this season. That ultimately the manager's lineup has cost us points.
And ultimately, we've won games. We've won at United.
He's right. He's right to hold criticism, my friend, because that's two of our biggest games this season where we've dropped points. And the manager's lineup has cost us in both of them games. Liverpool have conceded in every single one of their Premier League games this season, apart from one against us. Yeah, they've been vulnerable,
including tonight, by the way, against Southampton. Just to say that. But look, let me just ask this, because I hear where Stricto is coming from in terms of we only lost one game and let's not lose our heads. But I look at how we have lined up in the last few games of last season and this season. I don't think he's going to, I'm with Kenny, I don't think he's going to get over this 22-23 situation of 8 points clear through it away. I think that genuinely hurt him. I do believe that he wants to win. I do believe Arteta wants and cares about winning at Arsenal. I've never ever believed that. Me and Curtis did a show on it last week, talking about how we believe that Arteta wants to do all he can to win at Arsenal. I just don't think that he's going to do it. I've got to be real with you guys. I've never believed in it. I've never believed I think that we need now to say, let's get a Luis Enrique. Oh, we won't get him. Well, if you pay him 15 million a year, trust me, he'll jump out of France quicker than you can save France. Yeah. Same as Hansi Flick. These guys would come for 15 million a year. So if he can't do it at the end of this year, this is the next step for me. And he ain't going to do it playing like this, guys. I've just got to be real with you. It ain't going to happen. I've got no confidence beating Newcastle away, which is a tough game, by the way, if we set up like this. And I think that he will do. Look, before I go on to my next question, let me just chuck some of these super chats in because people have paid for these. So Andy says, Arteta didn't want Eze. It was Andrea Berta's decision. So don't expect much game time for Eze. He should play at a 10, but Arteta won't allow it. The Eze situation is going to become very interesting. I was speaking to Matty today, and he thinks Eze and Gyökeres are just keeping the seats warm for when Ødegaard and Havertz come back. Very interesting take. T. Guna says, when we win nothing this season after 6 years, $1 million spent, what will you say then, Stricto? Are you saying, Strict, that if he doesn't win, Sankey's got to go, yeah?
Bro, I've got to definitely have that conversation. Like, I'm not silly enough to be like, nah, listen, I've made it clear many times, but I just have to say, it just feels like there's an agenda here. Like, bruv, we're 5 games into the season. At least let's wait to the end of the season. Because I know if Arsenal have won 5 games now, it will still be the same agenda. He won't get us over the line. He won't get us over the line. He's just, like people find any sort of
let
way.
me just say this, right?
This is why I rate you.
There's
Dan,
no
because
agenda.
At least I can hear you say you want him to do well. You can see what he's trying to do. You can see he wants
Bro,
to win.
the guy's got
Other
Arteta
people are not
Pulis
even
behind him. What
having
do you
it.
expect?
There's no Christian. Don't start with him. There's no agenda, my friend. Hang on. I've been on multiple streams this season.
Even more to your own manager. Why are you putting that as your background, man? It's embarrassing. What are you doing?
Because that's exactly what he is. Look at the way we're playing football, mate. Look at the way we're playing football. He's no better than Tony Pulis. Give Tony Pulis this Arsenal team. I guarantee you, he doesn't pick Mikel Merino, Zubamendi, and fucking Declan Rice in the midfield against Man City. Give it to him. He doesn't pick them three.
Did you see City on Sunday, right? You see they were defending back nine, yeah? Have you seen us in that shape ever? Yeah, people talk about Anfield. We went with a low block.
Hang on. Oh, look, here we go. Because the real agenda's coming out now. Let me say this, right? Let me say this, right?
Say Stoke to say Tony Pulis is wrong. 100% wrong.
It's not wrong at all. It's not wrong at all.
So after playing do we play in a low block or do we play against low blocks? Tell me which.
Mate, we started the game with 7 defensive-minded players on the fucking pitch, mate. What are you talking about?
Answer the question.
Do we play in a low block?
Would you start with a low block?
We play against low blocks predominantly. Why?
So Tony Pulis at Stoke used to sit back and play in a low block. How is Arteta Tony Pulis?
Hang on. Did Tony Pulis have Eze, have Martinelli, have Gyökeres, No, he didn't. He had a lot lesser. He had a lot lesser quality players in that Stoke side than majority of teams in the league. We're doing it with the likes of Eze, the likes of Gyökeres. Are you mad?
We're doing what?
And do you know what's funny, Christian? Right? Hang on. Do you know what's funny, Christian? Right? You just tried there to ridicule Pep for playing 9 players at the back and all of that lot in that game, yeah? Yeah? I've seen a lot of this.
How he played.
You said, no, you just said, when have you ever seen us play like that?
I made an observation of how he played.
Yeah, you made an observation of how he played. Right, let me tell you about Pep, right?
If you got 3 points with how he played, I would have said, well done. You played a low block, you got the points. They didn't, they drew. I'm still not ridiculing. That's what he went for. Guardiola. Don't put words in my mouth.
They didn't.
How he set up.
Do you know what the difference is? Do you know what the difference is? Pep started the game with all of his attacking players. He went into that game to try and win the game. Yeah. And then his in-game management led him to bringing on X amount of defenders to try and defend the lead, right? Which is a similar thing to what we did last season when we went down to 10 men. I'm not against that. But what I'm simply saying with the whole Arteta situation is, right, it's backwards with him. He doesn't start to go out there to try and win the game. He is looking for safety first and nullify the opposition before going out there and actually winning the game. Because if he genuinely wanted to win the game, he would have started Eze. He would have played. If Saka was fit enough to play, he would have played him anyway. Yeah?
I agree with everything you're saying, apart from the win game part. There is no part of Mikel Arteta that does not want to win, right? This guy has a fucking dog at the training ground called win. All this guy wants to do is win, right? He
can't do it.
Win the game, right? He might set up more pragmatically, and I agree. I don't like that, right? I've called him out about Sunday. At Anfield, I would have started Ethan Nwaneri. I think Liverpool were there for the taking, right? I've criticised. But this whole agenda about he doesn't want to win is rubbish. I'm sorry, but it is. This guy wants to win, right? He thought the best way to win that game and dominate that midfield against City, he thought City were going to come out a lot more than they did. Play Merino midfield. It was wrong. We all know as fans it was wrong. He got it wrong. And for me, he has a chance to fix it now, right? Because it's 5 points. We're 5 points behind Liverpool. If they'd drawn, say, against Burnley and they were on 13, I don't think the meltdown will be this big because it'd be 3 points. You know, we're still in it. And if we beat them, the fact that it's 5 points now, it looks tricky, right? But if he again goes on Sunday and does that, I'll get louder. Trust me, I'll criticize more. But I've seen enough from him that I know he wants to win. I know this guy wants to win. I know he's so desperate to win. And this team, like you're saying, is good enough to win. He just has to pick the right players. We agree with that. The players he's been picking, the team's been picking, haven't been right. But I need to see that change, man. And that actually starts at Port Vale tomorrow. You know what I mean? Go and score 5-6 goals there. Take that energy to Newcastle on Sunday. Go and win that game. When was the last time we won away at Newcastle? It's been a couple of years. That's been a bogey ground for us. So we need to make a statement there and prove that we are still in this title race, because I agree in a way, before you know it, if this Liverpool team keep winning, Isak integrates properly into this team and they actually click, could be a long season for us.
It's a worry. It's a worry. It's a genuine worry of that, man. Let me skim through these supers. Troy says, Stricto Timber said that Arteta forced him to play injured. Zach says, just dropping by to say Arteta has no balls. Thanks for the game plan to get a point. Those fans defending him clearly don't want to win. 5 out of 5. You'll never walk alone. Liverpool looking very good. I can't lie. Well, they're not actually looking very good, but they're getting the job done. Just why it says, big up DJB, speaking the truth on TalkSport. Yeah, listen to that, DJ. Big up to you, man. Absolute legend. AMT, 3 G and 5 games. So the next 33, just 9 more. Yeah, a lot of people are doing the maths and saying if this continues, it's going to be over. AMT also says those teams were tired when Martinelli came in. To be fair, big up to Martinelli because the finish was quality, by the way. Ejab says Arteta sexuals kiss a photo of Mikel before bedtime. Zach says he's coming for you, Christian. Says Christian's twerking for Arteta. 5 years of this, has a striker bagging 90 goals but can't feed him. When do Arsenal fans have enough? Well, I think most of them will at the end of the season if we don't win something. I've got to be honest with you.
I made that exact point, by the way. I literally made a video saying exactly that. And I said, imagine being Gyökeres. You come in expecting Odegaard, and you got Mikel Merino. Like, come on, man. It's not good enough.
No, fact, I agree with everything you said, man. I thought your video was spot on. Someone actually put it in a group chat yesterday. I mean, as well, me and Kenny are in. The Scars, whoever that is. Who's CH and ST? Anyone? I'm rubbish with this. I
think it's Stricto and Christian.
Is it?
Yeah,
I don't know if he's a rival fan, but with a second love for Arsenal, I'm not scared of Arsenal as a rival, but Arteta's absolute fraud, lads. Big up Potsy and the lads. Big up to you, bro. Appreciate the super chat. I really do. AMT says last season, 11 points, first 5. What improvement? Jerome, big up to you. Says the agenda is win trophies. Zach says, God, if I hear agenda one more time, he's been there 5 years. He's arrogant with no trophies. Long may he reign with this fan base. Thankful for Slot. Obviously a big Liverpool fan. And AMT says he wants to win games, but clean sheets first. I do think he's gone into games being scared to lose them. You can't win trophies if you're like that. Let's move to Port Vale tomorrow quickly. DJ, what are you saying for the team lineup, bruv?
I think he's going to start Kepa in goal, to be honest. I think he's going to give him minutes. I'd like to see Skelly at left back. Remember him, Lewis-Skelly, the one that this genius discovered last season. Was the best thing since sliced bread. Now he can't get in the team. So Skelly at left back. I think he'll go with Mosquera. I think he'll play Saliba, to be honest, to give him more minutes. I think he'll go Saliba and Mosquera. I don't think he's got a lot of choice right back, has he? Because I think Ben White's still injured.
I think he's back.
He's back, is he? He may start Timber and then bring on Ben White to give him minutes. Midfield, I think he'll play Norgard, and then he's going to play he's going to either play Rice or Zubamendi. I'm hoping he plays Zubamendi because Rice looks absolutely on his arse. He looks completely fatigued for me, Declan Rice. And then I'm hoping he'll play Wanyeri. He might give Dowman a run out, and I think he'll play Merino up front and not Gyökeres. And then he'll probably start Martinelli as well.
I think I'll play Eze in midfield. I'll go Norgard, Eze, Nwaneri midfield. Yeah. Put Dowman on the right. I think Martin through the Trossard on the left.
Yeah,
I think he'll probably play Merino. Actually, I'm chatting shit. Yeah,
I think he'll go. I think he'll go Merino up top. I think he'll go Martinelli on the left. I think he'll go Wanyeri on the right, and it'll either be Eze and then Zubamendi. Yeah. I think he'll keep it quite solid.
Wouldn't you? All right, guys in no service, Gyökeres. He scored 3 goals of that service. Wouldn't you play him in this game and say, mate, fill your boots up, get a bit of confidence?
I would, but it's Arteta, Kenny, isn't it?
If a game like that, which I think is a give me, I'll play the guy and say, look,
Yeah, absolutely.
fill your boots, mate. Get a bit of confidence. You know what I mean?
Gets injured.
Yeah, I can see
Guess
that.
what? Why is he playing him against fucking
Yeah,
Port Vale?
the fact is, the guy's bereft of service. You know, he's probably down in confidence as well because even though he scored 3 goals, I think I'll say fill your boots, mate, because that way he'd be pumped for Newcastle.
I'll tell you who is going to play, guys. Bukayo Saka. He's definitely playing because he's fit. So when he's back, he plays. We see him against Preston played against Bolton. This is Port Vale away. This will be harder than Bolton at home. So he's going to start now. Madueke is out for me. I don't think Dalman will start. I really don't. I think he should, but I don't think he will.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at.
Well,
Brandon, I know you've got to shoot. Brandon, big up, man. I know you've got to shoot.
Big up, Brandon.
Okay.
Yeah, bro.
See you later, Brandon. Hey, Dan, what's happened? I thought Luke Skywalker, you know, is the man of the moment. Like, what, you don't want to play him in a cold night at Stoke, do you?
I would, but unfortunately, this manager's going to play Saka, bruv. You know what he's like.
I think he'll play him. This is the only competition where
I'd like to see Wanyeri start. I think he deserves to start Wanyeri. But
we've seen him chuck players in here before. I think was it Sago Jr. He chucked in a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Like this is what is his 3rd round of the Carabao. I think this is the only time he really takes like a risk. I think Dalman will start, and I want him to start.
What are you saying, D?
Yeah, I think he plays Ethan and Dalman, man. I think they both need to play. We've got enough experience and a good enough team. That second 11 that we're talking about, with the exception of Hincapi and all that, and the Havertz and all those injured guys, they will finish top 8 in the Premier League. So yeah, I think it's good enough, man. I think he'll play Ethan. I think he'll play Dalman. But the problem is, if you play the first team player, do we want to take this game seriously, or do we want to rest players for Newcastle? We've got to pick our poison, because 1 minute we're saying we've got injuries and he overplays players, and then the next minute we're saying we need to be playing players against Port Vale. So we've got to pick our poison, really and truly. So it just depends on which one we want. If we want to take it seriously, we shouldn't really be annoyed by the team that he plays. If he plays a strong lineup, that's what it comes down to. My priority is Newcastle.
We're taking it seriously, whatever team we play.
That's what I'm saying. So if you're taking it that way, then if you're going to say, so you think we should go strong against Port Vale then?
Look. The fact is, man, is that if there was a manager who's badly in need of silverware, it's this guy. Just to shut a few people up, me included.
Yeah, how strong is strong? When you say strong, how strong is strong though? Like when you say he should go strong, what does that mean? Like,
what I'm trying to say, you can go strong because you basically got a strong squad, and there's still players who are going to need games. Like for instance, Martinelli will need a run out because he's clearly not the first choice. Then you've got Dalman, you've got Wanyeri, who was a first team player for a lot of the time last season. Then you've got Kepa, an international. So you can, the second 11 is going to be a relatively strong side. You don't have to get the youngsters in. Get a few guys from the under-21s. You can go for experienced internationals in this game. And we'll win this competition.
I think he'll keep his defensive lineup strong. I think one of the 2 first team centre backs will, like Mosquera, will.
Wanyeri needs games. Wanyeri needs to
Timber will start.
Lewis-Skelly's playing left back, isn't it? Lewis-Skelly will play left back.
Yeah, but we can't say Wanyeri needs games and then put him in for the game, and then if we don't get through, then say, oh, but he didn't win a trophy again. You know what I'm saying?
I'm all for Wanyeri.
It's got to be one or the other. We've got to keep it consistent the whole way through the season.
I agree. I'd like to see Wanyeri play. I still think we're strong enough with Wanyeri in the team. I still think we'll still be strong enough with Wanyeri in the team.
Of course, we will.
Even if you put
strong enough when Wanyeri started in the Premier League.
Injuries are going anyway.
I personally, I'll say this, and maybe it's something that people haven't thought about, or I can't believe I'm going to say. I don't think he ain't taking it seriously now, because I think the squad's good enough to take these competitions seriously. I think it's now on the manager. It's not about, is the squad good enough? It's not about, did we play the strong team? It's not about, is that player good enough? There's nobody in this squad I look at as a bum, if I'm honest with you. I think we've got a good squad. So now when they go into these games, I'm looking at one man. Not, is he good enough on the right? Well, it's Ethan. Oh, is he good enough? It's Dalman. Oh, is he good enough? It's Martinelli through the middle. I don't care. I want to be seeing us go to Port Vale and put 4 or 5 past them. I'm not having this all play it defensive and try and nick it 1-0 against Port Vale. Do me a favor, right? So for me, I'm looking at this now saying go all the way in the Carabao Cup and win it, because I'm sorry, I'm not having anybody tell me that Arsenal can't win the Carabao Cup. I'm not having anybody tell me that Arsenal can't win an FA Cup, because if Ten Hag can do it and Maresca can win a trophy and Glasgow can win a trophy and Howe can win a trophy, Arteta should be able to win a trophy. And if he can't, I've got serious concerns about the future of Arsenal with him in charge. So I'm going tomorrow with a team that I believe is still strong enough to beat Port Vale. I personally would be exactly the same as Christian. My team would be pretty much spot on with what you said. I'd saw your 1-11, Christian, as well. I agree with Christian. I'd be pretty much going for that. And I do think that there will be a couple of changes that we will yet again go, what? Saka starting, or what? He's put him up top, or whatever it be. But either way, even if it is that, we shouldn't be going out to Port Vale. So I think we have to be taking this one seriously and going all out to win it, because like Liverpool are favourites to win, I think, the domestic cups this season and the league. Yeah. So when you look at it, Liverpool favourites to a treble right now. I don't know who's favourites to win the Champions League. I guess it's PSG or Real Madrid maybe, or Liverpool again, right? So Arsenal aren't actually favourites to win any of this stuff.
English bookies have us as favourites.
Who? For what?
English bookies. Some English
Well,
bookies
for
have
what
us as
trophy?
favourites.
For what trophy?
Champions League.
What?
Hey,
How are we the favourites to win the Champions League?
don't shoot the messenger. I was having a conversation with I was having a conversation after the Man City game with I don't know if you guys watch the Champions League and beat TNT or watch the highlights on Match of the Days. The geezer with long hair. He's got a tash, longer hair than you, Christian, but yeah, proper long hair. I don't know what his name is, but I don't know what his name is. But he's convinced. He's trying to convince me that Arsenal can win the Champions League. He was talking about you've got a solid defence, you've got new players, you've got a striker and can score goals. And I said, is that the talk amongst a lot of you guys in the in the media room? He says, yeah, a lot of people looking at us and think that we could do something in the Champions League. So
do you not think we can?
That's what's that?
Do you not think we win it?
I think if we are better on the ball in midfield, then we got a chance. But because the last couple of times I thought we lost the midfield battle to PSG, and the year before we lost the midfield battle to Munich. We can win the midfield battle, especially when it comes to the what I call the championship race. I love me boxing, i.e. the semi-finals. Then who knows? And then you know what happens in the final. The team that gets out of the blocks, like PSG did against Internazionale, they got out of the blocks. Internazionale didn't know what was hitting. By the time they woke up, they're 3-0 down. So anything can happen. But in essence, Real Madrid could be stronger because they got Valverde. Sorry, they got Carvajal back and they got Militao, so they're going to be more solid as a team.
Have you seen Barcelona lately?
Yeah, they are, but I don't know, man. I always feel that a team that's organised against them, especially in the knockout stages, can beat them.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think I don't know, man. I don't know. You can't.
For me, I think Real Madrid will.
The thing is with Champions League, when it gets to the knockout stage over 2 legs, you got to win your home game convincingly. And if he sets up like he did against Man City, and we're drawing, and we've got to go away from home to get a result, then it's going to be an uphill struggle. You got to take risks in the Champions League when it gets to a certain stage, especially in that first leg when you're playing at home.
Yo, Christian, I know you got to shoot, man. What's quick score prediction before you shoot, bro?
For tomorrow?
Yeah, sorry, for Port Vale.
I go 4-0.
Wow.
Also go 2 Arsenal on Sunday as well.
Okay. I love and I hope you're right.
Love
you,
Christian.
Big up, guys. Big up, chat
Thanks
as
for
well.
coming on, man. Legend, bro. Yeah, look, Stricto, Carabao Cup, FA Cup. You think Arteta's going to go all out for one of those, or do you think he's going to put all of his eggs into a Champions League again? Because last couple of seasons, well, more than a couple, I can't say we've taken the domestic cup seriously, bro. So I think we have to this year, man. Because I think he knows he might have to win one of those as his best chance to say that at least he's won something with his crop of players, Stricto.
Yeah, I mean, since I've sort of been young, I can't remember us getting that. When the last time we won it, Kenny Ken?
What's that? The 1993.
93,
93, yeah.
93.
Yeah, but we've been in final since what's it? We were in 2007, 2011, 2018.
Birmingham,
Lost.
Birmingham.
Birmingham, Chelsea, Birmingham, and Man City absolutely murdered us.
So 93, I was 8 years old.
Oh wait, 93. That's right. Yeah.
There's a lot of Arsenal fans never seen us win the League Cup. So
I've never seen it.
You know, we've been in quite a lot of few finals, but we just that's our bogey competition in the League Cup. To be honest,
Wenger never took.
Of course, the Champions League is always our bogey competition, but League Cup domestically is our bogey competition.
Wenger never took it serious. I think over the past I've never took it serious, but this season is different for me. And I think I remember Yardman saying, "Look, if you want to have a big season, you have to start with the Carling Cup. It starts right there because it is the first trophy you win." And to be honest, I agree with that 100%. No, I'm not saying that I want us to have a full strength squad, but I want us to have a respectable professional squad that can go over there and do the job. And I think, if I look at the squad overall, we've got a squad certainly that can go over to Port Vale and win. Do you know what I'm saying? And not have any potential banana slips or any hiccups. So I think he will take it serious, like you said, Dan. I think he's not in a position to be snobby, to be honest with you. He's not in a position to look down at any competition. I think he should be wanting to go win it with this squad. He should be wanting to go win it as an appetizer, purely as an appetizer for me. You're winning the League Cup. It has to follow another meal. It's not good enough to just win this and sort of like parade it as, this is what I've done. I want to see the League Cup alongside something, and I think he's got to have that attitude going in starting tomorrow. You said the starting lineup, I pretty much think it will be respectable. I think Wanero will play a big part. I think Raya will get a rest. Possibly Saliba might get a game because he hasn't really been match fit. Up front's quite interesting. He might go with Gyökeres, possibly Marino. So who knows? Do you know what I'm saying? But I think it's whatever it is going to be a respectable lineup.
Yeah, man. I got to say, I think we need to be blitzing these, but I need to be seeing him taking it seriously. Guns, welcome. Thanks for the raid, bruv.
I didn't raid, by the way. Apologies.
Oh, did you not?
I raided Northside. Sorry, my bad.
Okay.
I promised
people said, why were people saying League on a raid then? Bizarre. Anyway.
Because I said I'm going to try and infiltrate Dan's show.
Okay. No, I see it, and I was like, Lee, I can't see him raiding.
No, I raided North.
Okay, fair play, man.
God bless up to the people who did raid from my show.
Yeah, no, big up, man. Big up.
Comfy watching Real Madrid, Dan. Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, Arda Güler, Rodrigo coming off the bench. Yeah, Jude.
A baller, man.
Yeah, Tchouaméni, Camavinga off the bench. It's nice. Mbappe, Panenka in penalties and rounding keepers. Vinny, Trevella, goals. Mustantawano slapping one top bins on the breakaway. It's nice. Nice little 4-1, mate. Lovely. It's easy.
Are we going to get a 4-1 tomorrow, Guns? Port Vale.
Well, it's the Stoke derby, isn't it? Port Vale's derby is Stoke. I'm not even taking the piss. It is.
Yeah, it is. No, you know it. It's right. It is. Still.
Yeah, it's like Robbie Williams FC, isn't it? So maybe we could get a win, but I wouldn't be surprised if we go up there and play Saka, Gabriel, or Saliba. It wouldn't surprise me if Kepa's in goal. Yeah, but it wouldn't also surprise me if Raya's in goal. It wouldn't surprise me if Saka played the whole game. Yeah, wouldn't surprise me if Martinelli's up front, Gyökeres is dropped. Yeah, but let's be real. And I said this earlier with DJ and Kenny, when I was on Jez's channel, big up Jezza, that we shouldn't be going up there with half of these players. We're Arsenal Football Club, mate. Yeah, we don't need these players. And I said this to a geezer in the bar earlier, before Jez's show. Good job we signed 8 players this summer, isn't it? Otherwise, we're royally effed right now. Yeah, because could you imagine if we didn't sign Eze? Yeah, if we didn't sign Gyökeres, if we didn't sign, what's his name? Madueke. Can you imagine if we didn't sign them? What are we doing then? Yeah, because we've already got a half-fit squad anyway, based off of last season. Now the players that have come in look effed anyway. We did the same last season, by the way. Played Ben White 3 months. Our manager pretended that he wasn't injured, pretended he never played all season, where he played from August to November. Oh, yeah, Ben White's not played all year. Yes, he did. He played 15 games, mate. Yeah, because you were waiting for Timber to come back from an ACL. Then what happened? Timber goes on the podcast and goes, I weren't fit to play. I weren't fit for purpose. Odegaard has openly come out and said, oh, yeah, I fell on my shoulder against Leeds. Yeah, and it weren't right, but it healed properly. But then, first time in my 11-year career as a professional, I've done it again 2 weeks later. Well, it weren't fully healed then, was it? Now, Madueke, who played 30-odd games last season in the league for Chelsea, is now, the manager's coming out and saying, well, he got injured early in the first half. Why did you sub him at half-time then? Yeah, because Saka ain't fully fit. Yeah, we've got Norgard. Where is he? Hincapia, where is he? Yeah, we've had this. Yeah, where's Skelly, by the way? Has anyone seen Skelly?
Ben White.
Yeah, Ben White. Where's he? Yeah, bro, round and round and round
we were talking about it earlier, these injuries, man. Like, so, the panel have had their thoughts on it, but I'm with you. I think I know what it is, but no one wants to talk about it. Let me just.
No, they don't want to talk about it, Dan, because when you talk about it, you're being negative. Yeah, it's not negative to call out BS. It's not an illness. It's not a sickness. Yeah, it's not an agenda.
I couldn't believe I see that today, man.
Fact and reality is, right, this manager has had more big injuries in a short space of time than any other manager ever in world football that I've seen in my life. Yeah, real talk. Yeah, and that's because he rushes players back. Bukayo Saka came on. I know you want to wrap soon, and thank you for letting me on. Big up the panel in the chat. Yeah,
that's all good, bro.
Right, but at the same time, Saka came off the bench the other day, did fuck all. Yeah, Zubimendi got subbed as soon as we equalised, and he was the guy that took the ball out the net and ran it halfway, by the way, after we spent 2.5 minutes celebrating an equaliser. Remember last year when we played Man U, Declan Rice is giving it the Ronaldo karma equaliser. Mentality of this football club is effed. We were literally 3.5, 4 minutes away from that stadium, turning out and booing him, mate. Yeah, and if Haaland has squared that chance he had before he got subbed, that's 2-0 Bernardo Silva, I think it was. Yeah. Right, so I'm down.
Foden, I think.
Yeah, one of them, Foden or Bernardo. But I get why Haaland's shot. Yeah, but at the same time, I've watched every single game. I've seen the fans at Old Trafford. I've seen the fans at Anfield. I've seen the fans against Man City. In a happy fan base, mate. Yeah, they all look petrified because they know they've wasted 6 years of their life back in this fraud. Yeah, and people will not say Arteta out because they have to align their opinions with people like myself. Yeah, and they've seen the abuse I've had for 6 years, Dan. They don't want that because they want to be, if he turns it around, well, I never went fully Arteta out. I couldn't give a shit. The guy's rubbish, bruv. Yeah, and unfortunately, this season is going to be the straw that broke the camel's back for a lot of people because that fan base, DJ goes, Stricto goes, Kenny goes, D, I know you go to games, Dan, you go as well. All of you have gone to games this season, that atmosphere is dead, mate. Yeah, and I'm watching on mute, but I can see their faces, read body language. Yeah, it's on a knife edge. Yeah, if we had lost to Man City, trust me, it'd be a different story right now on this podcast.
But the thing is, Lee, it deflates you because of the team selection. The manager made that stadium deflated. They should have been buzzing. Imagine if we start in Eze. Imagine we're starting Ethan. We go into that game. We're like, do you know what? Man City ain't all that. We have a chance. Now, obviously, there's some people that even if you would have picked that team, would have gone, we'll still play negative. But that's not the point. We would have actually said, right, we've got the team to at least go and do it now. When you're playing Marino and you see Trossard, look, big up to Trossard. He's been a good signing for Arsenal, right? But he's not the player you want as the outlet on the left. Then you've got Marino in the middle. Let's be real. Like, Mikel Marino, I keep putting the picture up. He sees him as a Fellaini, bruv. That's what he sees him as. I can't think of any other reason that he's playing. How can you look at Erdogan going out?
He sees himself in him, respectfully.
Played with him. That's all I'll say. He played with him. And like Kenny said, pause. And like Kenny said, he was under Moyes with him, right? So he's definitely got that kind of thing in him, Mikel. I'd say. I need to see the shackles taken off, bruv. I can't see us going. I know what the midfield's going to be against Newcastle, by the way.
The same three that started the weekend.
Yeah, the same three that's won once in 11 games together, right? Or whatever it is. So when I look at it,
the Newcastle game, that's going to be an interesting game because they're Isak light, aren't they? They're not really scoring that many goals. Valtamada's just all right. He scored in his debut against Wolves, but he still lacks a bit of experience. I think the first goal is going to be very important for anyone who scores at St James's Park. We better pray it's us, because I think that's a game where another game where we should go there and try and lay down a marker, because we're playing at 4:30. Liverpool got Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace are unbeaten, but this is Liverpool. Liverpool just got this way of finding something out of nothing. All right, Ekitike is going to be suspended because he had a really young moment. He had a really young moment, but I don't know. I think the reason why morale is a bit low, and there's a lot of criticism from all quarters, especially from the pundits, is because after the last few years, for Arsenal to even get close, they have to be immaculate, because we have Man City like 23-24. We were brilliant from like Christmas onwards, but we made one mistake, and even afterwards when we won every game, it was just too late. And I think that's where the morale comes in, because we didn't touch the sides last season. We look at Liverpool winning every game. It's like the more we drop points, the further we get away from them, and again the doubts come in. So the criticism against the manager, it's understandable. It's not, at the end of the day, it's not personal, but it's coming from all sides now. The media that were backing Mick Arteta are now asking questions, because this is the season. With the money that's been spent, the fact that the Cronkies are taking more of an interest, they're attending more games, we're all under pressure, man. There's going to be even more, criticism if, and I pray it doesn't happen, if we don't win against Newcastle.
Can I put this super chat up for Stricto, because Christian and Brandon have had to shoot up. So Christian, he's not here, but Stricto, what did you respond to Arteta, who said that they played better than last season's 5-1 win? Clearly a lie. The manager's often lying. I'm not even going to lie to you, bro. I was fuming when I heard him say that. Like, he said some stupid, dumb things, Stricto, yeah, but how can you look at that game and say, yeah, I was actually really impressed with how we played in comparison to the 5-1 battering of last year?
Do you know what? I'll be honest, I don't really watch interviews like that. I did see it floating around. My initial thought was, I don't really know the full context. Was he talking about possession, like the lowest stats that Man City have put out in how many years under Pep? I don't know. I can't really tell you what he meant by it, because I don't really pay attention to it. I was too pissed about the result. But if that's what he meant, then fair. But anything outside of that, I don't know. It doesn't make sense.
It makes no difference either way. We battered them 5-1, won the game. This time we drew. So how's it better?
I mean, I don't know, innit? Like I said, I didn't see what he was answering to.
DJ, you said it earlier on Jez's channel, DJ, yeah? Yeah, this guy, was absolutely buzzing his tits off that his substitution got us an equaliser.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and yes, they added the extra couple of minutes on that Martinelli and everyone wasted, while our new signing, Zubamendi, was running the ball back, getting beaten up in the penalty box, by the way, in the back of the net by their players. They're trying to win the ball to take it back. They added that extra 2 minutes on. It's not about that added 2 minutes. It's about the mentality. When you watch when Haaland threw the ball off of the back of Gabby's head, which was funny as fuck, by the way. Yeah, but they were all running back to the halfway. Yeah.
Why was that funny, Lee?
Well, you like that?
Why? Because it's banter. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, when we do shit, we do shit
against your own captain.
So that didn't make you annoyed.
Well, he went. No, it didn't make me annoyed. It made me annoyed that we conceded the goal. Yeah.
Okay. Right. So you don't mind people using your players.
Haaland took the ball.
Say again.
You don't mind people abusing your players.
Bro, when you've got Lewis-Skelly sitting there giving it stay Umberley when you've won fuck all in your career and you're a young upstart and you're just breaking into the team, which, by the way, you can't get in now because this manager has proven what he is and who he is there, and has openly admitted that Skelly's only pathway into his team is at left back. Yeah, but now as soon as his left back that he spent 40 million euros on is now fit and available, who, by the way, was a massive reason why we conceded that goal at the weekend, because he aimlessly crossed the ball without looking. Yeah, then our centre back Gabby, who the ball got pinged off the back of his head, is playing at number 10, pressing Erling Haaland, who brought the ball out the air, spun it round the corner, and left him for dead. Yeah, is Haaland that quick, or was Gabby jogging?
What's that
Yeah,
got
I
to
don't
do
know.
with what's that got to do with the throwing the ball at his head though? That's what we're talking about.
Because it's part of football, mate. Yeah,
You
when
know,
it's
and
us,
you-
when it's
you
us
said it
doing
was-
dark
you said it was
arts,
funny
it's
though,
funny,
innit?
isn't it? Yeah, when it's us doing dark arts, it's funny.
Yeah, obviously, it's
Yeah,
your
if
teammates, innit?
we did that the other way round, yeah, we'd all be sitting there
Yeah.
pissing ourselves laughing as well. It's just funny.
I wasn't laughing at when Haaland did that. I was fuming with him.
No, but that's because it's against Arsenal. If it was the other way
Exactly.
round and that was Gabby doing it against Haaland, you'd be
I
laughing
would
like you
it 'cause
did.
He's on my team,
And that's
innit?
my point, D. Yeah, when it was Lewis-Skelly sitting there doing the stay humble and all this and that.
That's
and
my
then he
teammate.
said-
That's what I like. That's what I like.
No,
but
I understand
the
that.
context
But my
was
point is,
Lewis-Skelly was
it's
giving it back. It weren't a case Lewis-Skelly was starting it.
Yeah,
Lewis-Skelly
exactly.
was rebuttaling. If
rebuttaling
Haaland
somebody
was
that's won a
humble,
treble and one.
It's all relative,
I
isn't
don't
it?
give a fuck.
Exactly, and that's the point. It was
What
two
is
different
wrong with
seasons.
I don't care
It's
what
relative,
you
isn't it?
want.
It's
What's
different
good
if
for
you
the
started
goose
it.
is good for the gander, isn't it?
Started it. Then you
can't
can go.
have
You
it
know
all
what?
ways.
You ain't won enough.
Wait.
You ain't won enough to be doing all of that. Do you understand? But
Well, he has. He's
fair
won a
play.
treble. He's won a treble, and he won
Oh,
two
what, because of that, you
two
can't have a
titles in a
rebuttal?
row.
Is
And
because of that
Lewis-Skelly
you
ain't
can't
won
have a
nothing. So who's Lewis-Skelly to him?
No, but you can't, because of that, you can't have a rebuttal. If a man come now and slap me in my face, who's a heavyweight boxer,
Okay,
if I'm
don't
gonna
care
stand
who
and
he
beat
is,
him
bro.
because he's a heavyweight boxer. You
No,
get it
no,
back.
that's fair. Strixo, I hear what you're saying, yeah, but we're talking about elite level sport, yeah. We're two elite level sportsmen, yeah.
Yeah,
We're not
he's
talking
showing
about
in-
Stricto, who's not an elite level sportsman and an elite level boxer that's
let's-
going to slap you in your face. Yeah, of
put it
course
this
you're going
way,
to
yeah.
slap him back. However, what I'm saying
play
is,
with
you've
elite
got a guy
sportsmen,
that
yeah,
has won
you have to
trophies,
show
broken
elite
record after
mentality.
record after
You have to-
record.
You have to gain every advantage.
I
Skelly-
totally hear that, and I
Skelly's
understand
showing-
that. However,
Skelly's showing I can banter with you, I can play alongside you, and guess what? I
okay,
can
cool. Now
score.
put your trophies on the table.
That's a different conversation. That's the
No,
end of
no,
the
it's
season.
not. It's like DJ said, it's relative, yeah. Because I like Skelly, and I fucking love that bullshit. I love all the shithousery, yeah. I love all that crap, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Which is why I find it's funny when Haaland bounced that ball off of Gabby's head. That's fucking funny, yeah.
that
but
was
now
cowardly.
Gabby
That
has
was
no, but
cowardly.
now Gabby has to go back and now
That was
fucking
cowardly.
prove.
He done it behind his back.
No,
Can't
no, but
rate that. You
Strixo,
got-
1 second. Let me land, please.
Go on.
Yeah, right. But for me, that's funny. We've had Roy Keane, yeah, and Patrick Vieira beating lumps out of each other. We've had, yeah, Keown, Ray Parlour, and all them, man, beating up Ruud van Nistelrooy. What did Ruud van Nistelrooy do? Oh, he scored the fucking penalty, yeah, a year or so later when Rooney dived. Yeah, and what did he do? He went and knee slid right in front of the fucking North Bank, yeah, and took the fucking wholesale piss. That
Yeah,
is
but that
how you
wasn't funny.
rebuttal someone.
That wasn't
No
funny,
way.
though.
No, it's not funny, but that's how you rebuttal somebody. That's how you, yeah. So when Skelly, who's won nothing and only just started his game and his journey in football as a pro footballer, is giving it that to somebody who's the best striker in the world, yeah, mad output, won a treble, won of two back-to-back titles, scored mad amount of goals, scored mad amount of hat tricks, and he's unbelievable. And he duppies on you every time we play, pretty much. Now, yeah, Skelly's giving it the big one to him. Yeah, cool. Now what? Yeah, now what? What have you achieved in the game? Ruud van Nistelrooy got
You
beaten
never
up, and
allow,
that's
you never allow another man.
no,
You
no,
never-
D,
one second, one second,
Strixo, D,
one second.
please listen,
One second,
please.
Strixo. You never
Let me
allow-
just say what I'm saying, please.
Wait, let
yeah?
me finish.
What
this
I'm saying
point. You
is,
never
when
allow
you've
another man to clown you ever.
Never.
no, I
you're-
get that, but at the same
but
time,
let me-
back it
no,
up
what I'm
with
saying is when you
something.
say- when
Ruud
you
van
say,
Nistelrooy
yeah,
did that against us, brother.
No, I know. but
What's
what I'm
Skelly
saying is
done?
When you say Lewis-Skelly,
For
yeah,
a season.
Lewis-Skelly's
Probably
a
like
young
his
boy
seventh game.
that's been brought up.
So he should have respect then.
He has
Are you
respect.
mad?
But don't mean he's gonna take
He
disrespect.
didn't say nothing wrong. He's been told to stay humble. Don't tell him what to do. Who the hell are you, bruv? So I don't
No,
understand.
but that's the point, D. Yeah, Haaland told him, "Who the fuck are you?" Then
And
he
he
goes
told
and
him,
scores.
I'm used.
Then he goes
Then
and
he
scores
told
and does
him,
his celebration.
You're going mad. What you're saying is,
I'm talking a foreign language.
yeah, you are. Because when it comes down to certain scenarios, yeah, you need your players to be battle hardened and to not accept no crap from nobody, bro. That's how they get
cool. I
brought
hear
up.
that,
So
and
all
I
of this-
agree.
So all of this, Haaland throwing it at the back of his head and all of that stuff.
It's funny.
it's funny because it's funny to you. It ain't funny to me. You're a fool.
No, but was it funny? Was it funny to Man United fans when fucking Keown's bouncing all over the back of Van Nistelrooy?
We're not talking about
No, but it's the same fucking
Mate,
shit.
no, it's not
The
same
difference
thing.
is Van Nistelrooy turned up and pulled up and said, "Hold that," and ruined our unbeaten run.
Look
What's
at
Skelly
them
done?
shenanigans with
You're
some of the
focusing on
players.
things.
You can't even compare. That should be. You can't. That's embarrassing, bro. These are two Roy Keane and Vieira Keown. These men are doing in front of each other, bro. Going to throw a ball at the back of a man's head. The man don't even know you done it.
Players
He didn't even know you done it.
Look what Ben White does. Look how Ben White winds players up. Why should we? What you're saying is if something happens to an Arsenal player, it's all wrong. But if Arsenal players do it to other people,
no.
that's
That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying.
It's not part and parcel of football. It's what they do.
You're 100%. It's part of
That's a
football.
great comment in the chat, by the way. Keown did it from Van Nistelrooy from behind, by the way.
Van Nistelrooy knew. Van Nistelrooy turned around.
Van Nistelrooy didn't know. No, he turned around after he elbowed him in the back.
Jumped and hit your head right behind
After
you.
it, he turned around and then he realised.
He
Done it right behind him. He turned around. He was still there.
Okay, Stricto, you've just answered the question you asked me, yeah? You said, were you doing that from a man from behind? Pause, yeah? Van Nistelrooy didn't know Keown was going to bounce on the back of his neck, yeah, with his elbow. So as soon as, cool.
What did Haaland do?
Okay, cool. Hold up, Stricto, let's not talk over each other. Let's be respectful here, yeah? I'm being quiet because my old man's in bed, yeah? Right? Keown did that from behind. Yeah, so you've just said that. As soon as he turned around Van Nistelrooy, he then realised, and he's got Ray Parlour and everyone, Lauren, everyone pushing him. Right, cool. Yeah, Gabriel Magalhaes got that ball bounced off of the back of his head from behind. Now, the difference is Van Nistelrooy then turns up and ruins our unbeaten 49 games, 50 game, yeah. Rooney dives, Van Nistelrooy goes knee sliding, giving it and all that bullshit, and I'm still fuming to this day. However, you've now got Lewis-Skelly, who's done nothing in the game, yeah, giving it stay umbly, yeah, and fucking giving it his celebration. Whilst I find that fucking hilarious as well, brother, you're talking to a fucking serial winner, yeah, that has broken record after record in the Premier League and other leagues, Champions League. He's the quickest to 50 goals in the champs. Yeah, he's won trebles. He's won fucking back-to-back titles. He's scored big goals. He scored against us the other day. He scored against us previously last season. Yeah, what has Skelly done to warrant being able to have that bullshit, yeah, arrogance? Whilst I rate the arrogance, yeah, there's a fine line, bro, because you're talking to someone that's a serial winner. You ain't won shit. Van Nistelrooy come back and said, "Fuck you, Keown. Fuck you, Parlour and Lauren. Hold that." And then what happened? Oh, Man United beat us. What did they win that season?
Okay, what did Suarez do? What did Suarez do at Liverpool that warranted him? You're talking about people that have won stuff, right? And shit house.
So according to you, Suarez. Well, Suarez is one of the greatest players of all time.
No. I'm talking about at Liverpool. What did he win at Liverpool to be doing shit housery?
Why are you only picking on Liverpool? Why didn't you pick Barcelona when he was part of
because I'm talking about the league. I'm talking about the league he's in. We're talking about the Premier League, right? Yeah.
No, you've diverted away from the conversation of being Skelly.
Suarez has
and
finished
Van Nistelrooy.
Suarez
and now you're picking on Suarez, who played for a Liverpool team that won nothing.
Career. Skelly, he's just started his career.
Okay, what did Suarez win before he turned up at Liverpool?
He didn't win shit at Liverpool.
No, I didn't mention it. What did he turn up with? What did he win before Liverpool?
Well, I specifically mentioned Liverpool. There's a reason
exactly. You specifically mentioned it. Right. I'm specifically mentioning Lewis-Skelly. I'm specifically mentioning Lewis-Skelly, who's won nothing.
Jamie Vardy, before winning the league, was given shithousery. What are you talking about? You're saying
what are you talking about, bro?
You're saying a man should just take bullshit because man's decorated.
I never said that. You said that. I never said that. When have I said that? Can somebody find me the clip of me saying that? I never said that. I said it was funny. I never said he should take it.
Skelly won for him to even talk and to talk or
okay, let me ask you a question, Stricto. Yeah, let me ask you a question. Right, let's say that you're a computer programmer. Yeah, right, and you've been a computer programmer for 10 years, 5 years, whatever, and you're the best in the world at your job, yeah, right? But then, yeah, you then decide, yeah, to be a shithouse, i.e., throw the ball off of another computer programmer's back of the head, yeah, and you go and draw the game. Oh, by the way, that was drawing the game, and they run back to the halfway line. We're celebrating for 3 minutes, by the way, yeah, cool. But then a year or so later, an upstart, an apprentice comes along and comes up to you, yeah, and gives it the Bertie to you.
What's
You're
this
like,
got
who
to
the
do?
fuck
It's
is
not
this
even. It's not
apprentice?
even.
You're
It's not
No,
even
because
close to
don't-
being.
It,
It's
no,
not
it don't
even.
resonate
It's
to
not
you because
even
you don't let
close
me
to
land
being
my
a lag,
points.
bro.
No, so now if you're the best computer programmer in the world, yeah, in your field, or best at your job, yeah, in your field, whatever field it may be, now you've got some upstart, yeah, running up to you, chatting shit to you when he's done nothing and just graduated from high school, yeah, and now all of a sudden we slapped that team up, your team, yeah, we got voted the best team that day or best computer programmers that day. Cool. What would you say to that upstart? Yeah, come back when you've won all of this. Yeah, come
Well,
back
let
when
me
you're
ask
the
you a
best
question.
in the world. Because he's the best in the world at his job.
Let me-
Skelly can't even get in the team, mate.
Let me ask you a question, Gunnar. Yeah, was you proud of Skelly, or do you feel like he was being a fool when he did that?
I rate the shit out of you, bro. And this is my point. You two don't let me finish what I'm saying. You cut me off, which is cool because I cut you off all the time. Yeah, right. My point is, if you're giving it to Erling Haaland, you better fucking back it, bro. And backing it means
He scored.
okay. Stop.
It was a celebration. He scored. didn't
Stop 1 second. What did that goal lead to?
A 5-1 humiliation of.
Whoa,
Okay,
Same
fantastic. When Erling Haaland picked that ball out the net from John Stones,
Mhm.
yeah, what did that goal lead to?
It was a draw.
Okay, but what did the goal lead to? What did they win that
I
season?
don't care about
What
what it
did
led
City
to
win?
6
What
months
did City
later.
win?
I'm talking about that game, innit?
It weren't 6 months later, but
What did
and
City
even
win?
if it was, what did it lead to?
What
So
did
this is
City
my
win?
point. You're
What did City
talking,
win? City,
What
Yeah.
you talking about elite mentality, yeah? He didn't even take the ball out of the net to go and start on a reset against 10 men. He took the ball
no,
and dashed
because he was,
someone's
yeah,
head.
but they all run back to the halfway line. That's the
Huh?
point. John Stones scored. He threw the ball off of Gabriel's head, and they run back to the halfway line. Our players are celebrating knee sliding for 3 minutes.
What, do you think that time carries on?
Well, no, the time did carry on because it went to 100 minutes.
Not the time
Yeah,
stops.
the point is, it's the
time stops.
mentality.
I
Okay, let
can't
me ask you
lie,
this. Let me ask you this then.
I'm
Yeah?
confused what the point is and what we're arguing about now, Lee. I can't
No,
even lie.
no,
I'm confused.
No, because these two just talk over me, Dan. Yeah, which is cool because I do it to them all the
This
time.
guy,
Yeah.
man.
My point
what,
is,
what are we arguing
how-
about? I'm lost.
how can you go up to a serial winner who has done a treble? Yeah, the GOAT fucking goal scorer in this era in European football. Yeah, breaking record after record, and you're a young upstart, 18-year-old central midfielder playing at left back, and you're running up to the geezer who's broke record after record after record everywhere, who's won a treble and back-to-back titles as well, by the way, and you're going up to him saying, "Stay humble." Motherfucker, piss off. Yeah. When you come back and win what I win, then you can chat to me. That's the attitude, right? I love the attitude of Skelly, but at the same time, yeah, this started because I said it was funny that he threw the ball off of fucking Gabriel's head. It's fucking hilarious. If it was the other way around, we'll be celebrating it.
Let's close with this, man. I'm gonna go around the panel so we can close on this. Kenny, two games. Port Vale, Newcastle. How's it going down? What's the score gonna be? Go.
We'll beat Port Vale 3-0. And Newcastle, I'm sorry, guys, 0-0. Sorry. I think both teams. I've had both teams are
Interesting.
excellent defensively. So yeah, 0-0 for me.
I think 2-1 Arsenal. Tight
Go on,
game,
D.
man. Yeah, I think 2-1 Arsenal. Tight match ball.
And Port Vale. Easy.
3-1, 3-1, 3-1, 4-0. One of that, something like that. With William.
Okay. DJ.
I don't think we're going to have it because he's going to make a few changes. I don't think we're going to have it all our own way against Port Vale. I think we'll win comfortably, but I think it'll only be about 2-0, something like that. Newcastle, I think the first goal is going to be really, really important because both are solid. To be honest, Dan, I'd love to say we can win it, but we've not created enough. We've not created enough chances in big games to convince me that we can go up there and get a result. Our creativity's just not been there. So I'm going to go 1-0 Newcastle and 2-0 against Port Vale.
Okay. Interesting. Strict.
I think we'll beat Port Vale. Obviously, I think my main concern with that game is not to have any injuries. I think that'll be the bigger win, of course, on top of the win. With Newcastle, I do think we'll beat Newcastle, and I think it'll be a 3-1. I think it'll be a game where we will start opening up. And I know it sounds a bit mad, but Newcastle haven't really been convincing. It's not the Newcastle of last season. You watch them against Leeds. You watch them; they're not scoring. But also, I know they're not leaking goals either. But I do think Newcastle game will be the gateway for us. I think it will be a great way and a great place to start the free flowing and getting the goals going.
Okay, interesting. I'll go last. Lee, what are you telling me?
We're slap Port Vale. Yeah, no, I'm with Strict over here. Just don't get any injuries. Yeah, just keep the injuries down. I think we'll beat them 3 or 4. Yeah, they might nick a goal, but I'll say 3 or 4-0, 3 or 4-1. Newcastle, mate, we ain't scored a goal there for 3 years? Yeah, if we go with that midfield we played at the weekend, we're getting pammed. Yeah, because let's be real with it. Saka don't look fit. Yeah, they'll have who's the guy at left back? What's his name?
Lewis Hall.
They'll have Livramento. Yeah, then they've got Tonali, Bruno, yeah, and Joel Linton. We go with that 3 in midfield, we're finished. Yeah, we're dusted. Yeah, we're done at it, mate. Yeah, we're done at it. But he will, because that's the only way he thinks he will get a result. Yeah, I'll be shocked if Eze starts. Saka will probably play the whole game. Yeah, Martinelli, okay, cool. He'll be playing left wing back. Yeah, because it's all about defence with this guy. Don't lose, maybe nick a win. Yeah, I'm going to draw at Newcastle 1-1. Yeah, if we win, fairs. Yeah, and this fan base are going to delirium if we win. Yeah, we're supposed to beat Newcastle, mate. We're supposed to. Yeah, like we're supposed to. All singing, all dancing, top manager, top players, top defence, all this crap.
I'd definitely be dancing. I'll be moonwalking out that bitch.
Right, bro, I've seen us beat Newcastle. I was there when Ozil and fucking Xhaka scored. Yeah, I've been there. I've seen Arsenal win at Newcastle. Yeah, Mesut Ozil scored and Xhaka scored a free kick. Me and Ola were there.
I remember that.
Yeah, and this is my point. If we win, oh my God, fantastic. Cool. But guess what? Liverpool played the day before. Yeah, and they're playing Glasnow's Palace, who have conceded 2 goals, the same as us, by the way, and are unbeaten. That's not an easy game. But if they win that game somehow, some way.
By the way, yeah. Palace are unbeaten since April, you know.
Yeah, 17 games. Yeah, what phase is he in? And he's won a cup. Yeah, but my point is, well, I'll take him at Arsenal in a heartbeat, but that's another day. Yeah, but my point is, we already know what Liverpool's result is going to be when we go there. Yeah, every time last season, Liverpool effed up, we effed up 9 times out of 10. If they win, yeah, well, then we're fucked. Yeah, and I watched them against Barcelona the other day. If they lose, well, based off of what I watched last season, every time they drop points, we did as well. So Declan Rice looks like he's fucked half of the games anyway. Yeah, Miko Marino's trash. Yeah, we ain't creating nothing for Gyökeres. Yeah, Trossard, Marino, and Calafiori down that left-hand side is disgusting, bruv. I can't lie. Yeah.
No, but hang on a minute, because Calafiori has got the most shots and the most assists in the team.
Yeah, and he was the reason we conceded the other day. Yeah, and do you know what's mad, Dan?
I heard that. Matty told me that today. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, and guess what? He's had 10 shots. Erling Haaland's had 21. Yeah, 21. And do you know what the maddest thing is, Dan? Yeah, 6 of our 10 goals have been set plays this season, including penalties. Yeah. So cool. This stuff can crack on. If we beat Newcastle, cool. Fantastic. Well done. In the grand scheme of things, Dan, this manager is a moments manager. He has good moments, which is why he's celebrated like a dickhead at the weekend. Yeah, because, I brought Martinelli on the pitch. Oh, my God, I'm the man. Real Madrid, Man City, so on and so forth, yeah? Fact and reality is, yeah, if we beat Newcastle or not, nobody fucking cares, Dan. Liverpool walk in the league.
Well, look, if we do drop points and Liverpool do beat Palace, then I mean, I think Liverpool are going to win the league anyway. But I think it's kind of done and dusted. And people will go, "What, game week 5?" Yes, game week 5, and it will be done because the way we're playing. Look, I'll end on this. I think we'll beat Port Vale quite comfortably tomorrow night, 3-0, and I actually think the game will be a lot more enjoyable than it will at the weekend. I'm going to go 1-1 at St James's Park. I don't think we beat them because I don't feel that we're going to pick the right team. And I don't think that the manager's gone in his locker to be brave. And we've seen us go there and get embarrassed before. And we've seen us go there for, let's say, the last 2-3 years. And it's not been easy. This is not what I want to be seeing. But I can see Marino starting again in midfield against Newcastle. I hope I'm wrong. But I don't think I will be. I wasn't wrong at the weekend. And I wasn't
But this is
wrong
why we've got a good
against
defence,
Arsenal.
Dan. That's why we've got a good defence. Oh, Mosquera looks amazing. Yeah, of course. He's got 3 fridge freezers sat in front of him.
Well, the thing is, I don't think Arteta agrees with you. I don't think Arteta thinks we've got a very good defence because he keeps putting Zubimendi, Marino, and Rice in front of them to protect them.
As soon as Martinelli scored that goal at the weekend, 2 minutes later, when, by the way, they had a half-fit Savio who's the only attacker on the pitch. He takes off Zubimendi, who scored a fucking screamer and a header, and brought on a defender. Bruv, why? They have no forwards on the pitch.
Well, why was we playing Rice and Zubimendi for another 70 minutes when we were 1-0 down? I didn't get that. Just go on attack. The guy's not. The guy's just a wimp, man. I said he was a wimp. Of course, Gal rang me up and told me I was out of order for calling him a wimp.
Yeah, well, he will. Yeah, but
he is a
will
wimp,
tell you
mate.
that we're going to
He is a
win the league
wimp.
this season.
I'm sorry.
Can I just ask a question? I was told Zubimendi was this world-class midfield player that creates.
They didn't watch him. They didn't watch him, DJ.
I've not seen it. Lee, you watch Spanish football, but tell me something that I'm missing because from Zubimendi,
you know what, DJB,
I've not seen no upgrade on Partey. I've not seen this creative midfield player.
He's not the same midfielder. They're not the same player.
No.
Zubimendi is a different kind of
near
midfielder.
Partey, mate.
They both. I think Partey gave us a lot from from a defensive point of view. And he drove us up the field, and he was a better number. He's a better number 6 than Declan. That
It's like an Alex Song, isn't it?
Right.
Like he can ping that
But
pass.
I think with Zubimendi and Partey and night and day. Zubimendi's, what I want from Zubimendi, and that's why I was disappointed against Bilbao. Is I thought that Zubimendi would give us more control of the game in terms of control of possession.
He loses possession, though, doesn't he?
And
I've been telling everyone.
That's why I'm excited about having him in the team, and I hope further down the line that he does prove me right that he's going to do that. But at the moment, I can't compare him to Thomas Partey because they're two different players. One's physical, one's.
But Kenny,
one's a Jorginho type player.
But this is what worries me. As I said to you before, if you've got 3 defensive midfield players and one of them's like really creative, can pick a pass, hit that through ball, get on the ball, beat a player, make something happen, open the game up, because you've seen defensive midfield players in the past do that, But I'm not seeing it. I'm seeing 3 defensive midfield players creating nothing. I'm seeing Rice cover an 8 and a 6, running around trying to cover every blade of grass. The only one that's showing for the ball, the only one that's collecting the ball off the defence, the only one that's trying to drive forward. Meanwhile, I'm seeing Zubimendi get bowled over and lose possession, and I'm seeing Marino half the time picking himself up off the floor. So even though he's playing the 3 defensive midfield players, we're still not getting anything from them. So this is what I'm trying to say. This whole team, this whole structure see you later, D. This whole structure is completely wrong. I'm just
but bro, DJB, I've been telling everyone, these men don't watch La Liga. And if they do, they say it's a shit farmers league and it's easy, it's this and that. Same with the Portuguese league, same with the French league, same with all these other leagues. It's a farmers league. Cool. But then they hype up all these players that come from these leagues that sign for our club. Yeah, let's be real with it. Yeah, no motherfuckers watching Sociedad. Yeah, I did. And I told everyone, Mikel Merino is their 3rd or 4th best midfielder. Yeah. But he had the most ball recoveries. Nobody cares, mate. Yeah, Zubimendi's the creative spark. He can break the lines.
I've not seen
He's got the most line. No, but DJ, this is how they manipulate stats. Yeah. If the goalkeeper passes you the ball with you facing your goal and David Raya passes Zubamendi the ball facing his goal and he spins and plays it out to Timber and there's a fucking striker stood there and he passes round him, you broke the lines. That's a line breaking pass. These men don't watch these leagues, mate. Yeah. They go on like he's fucking KDB or Mesut Ozil or Cesc or Santi. No, he ain't, mate. Yeah. He's a very good player, Zubamendi. However, he's nowhere fucking near Thomas Partey. And I told everyone, yeah, and I'm not the oracle, it's my opinion based off of what I witnessed. I told everyone, when Zubamendi is facing his own goal and you press that guy, he folds. Well, what do we see at Old Trafford first game of the season? Folded. What did we see at Anfield? Folded, gave the free kick away as well, by the way. Yeah, and now guess what? The same, yeah, with this Mosquera. His greatest asset is pace. That guy is rash as hell. Yeah, but the way we set up, he looks a whole lot better than he did at Valencia, who were bottom, sacked their manager, and the new manager got him up to 7th in qualify for Europe. Yeah, and he was playing left centre back because Diakabi was injured. But then you got a gal sitting on this very channel last Wednesday, telling me, don't matter if you've watched him 20 odd games, doesn't matter. Yeah, you want to know something? You want to know? I don't want to know nothing, mate. How about you go and watch under 21 Spain? I'll watch him, mate. How about you go and watch Valencia? I'll watch him.
Can we agree though? Yeah, whatever we think of the individuals, whether we think they're better than Partey or this, that, and the third, can we agree that there's no more? This team ain't good enough to win something.
Oh yeah,
they are. You know what I'm saying? So, this is what I don't want to get to because like as much as I agree with what you're saying, we got to win something now.
Yeah, look, the players are there, and to be honest, they've probably been there for quite a while. But
yeah, I agree.
The first 11's been there, but I think the squad's there as well. So, you know, one of the things we always looked envied about, you know, our rivals Liverpool, Man City, is that you look at the players that come on the pitch for Liverpool, Man City. Says, "Oh, we should be really starting." I think to a certain extent we got close to that. Like, there's not much of a gap between quality. But you know what? You know, you guys talking about DMs. There's one DM I'm shocked that never gets a mention in European football. Konrad Laimer of Bayern Munich. Konrad Laimer, I can't believe that no big club in Spain and the Premiership was looking at that guy. When you talk about the transition from defence to attack, not just a water carrier, but someone who could pass the ball, and I can't believe no one's looking at that guy.
Kenny, look at Paulinho. I was calling for Paulinho to come to Arsenal when he was at Fulham for 40 odd million, yeah, and he went to Bayern. Oh, you don't know what you want him for. He's gone to fucking Spurs and turned them around. They look good.
I know. Lima absolutely destroyed us, mate, as well in the Emirates.
Yeah, so did Goretzka, by the way.
Goretzka and Lima. I mean, Rice. I love Rice, but my God, it was worrying when you watched them.
Paulinho would have been perfect from Fulham, Dan.
Yeah, I rate him. He's good at Tottenham. Tottenham, like Sava was saying, how much he loves him. If he's brilliant, so I think look, it's one of those, man. But look, we got a wrap. But I agree with what you're saying. I just don't want to get to a stage where we're like, he's rubbish, because people don't.
Dan, let's be real. The manager's rubbish. Yeah, we've got a great squad of players. Our captain's a dickhead. Yeah, and the manager's a fraud. Yeah, and the manager lies through his teeth every single press conference. Yeah, and none of these journalists that sit there called him out. The captain. Yeah, is a liar and a fraud. He's a failed wonder kid. I watched Danny Ceballos again tonight, by the way. Run rings around everyone. Danny Ceballos. Yeah. The Xavi Alonso ball, by the way, got ripped up real quick after they got booed off at half-time in their first league game under him. Club legend, by the way. Booed off at the Bernabeu first game. Yeah, in the league. Booed. He's ripped up his 3-4-3 zesty formation. And now they've won 6 out of 6 and they're balling, mate. And Arda Güler is killing it, brother. Danny Ceballos, Mbappe, Vinny, so on and so forth, yeah? And this is the thing, yeah? I know you want to wrap down. When people want to sit there and say, but who could do better? Well, cool. Did Liverpool fans say that before Arne Slot turned up?
Facts.
Yeah? Did we say that when we got rid of fucking my man and fucking Wenger turned up? Yeah, Arsene who? Do you remember when George Graham turned up? Yeah, you could do this for 100 different teams, Dan. I have, because I post the tweets out. Oh, what phase is he in? You see this woman here? See this woman here? 4 of our players were in the top 10 of the Ballon d'Or for women. Yeah, Mariona Cardente came second. Yeah, my future wife won it again 3 times in a row, by the way. However, this woman got team of the season. She got the job in January full time, mate. Full time in January. Yeah,
Well,
and
that's
beat
why,
them
yeah, when
9
people say- I
times,
mean,
9
Jonathan
times
said-
winners along the way in the champs, whilst
Yeah.
playing good football. Yeah, and this season she's unbeaten, 2 wins and a draw, and they play Villa, I think, at the weekend. Yeah, this woman is a fucking good coach, mate. Yeah, and this is my point, Dan. Yeah, don't take time. Arteta's proven that he won the FA Cup in 6 months.
And you know what? You don't have to even use her as an example, bro. Because as much as it's like, there's 2 examples actually. I'll give you. Slot's one of them because phases don't mean anything. Yeah, I don't care if he had inherited a squad, all this crap. Phases don't mean nothing. The other one, as much as he's doing absolutely horrific, is who you're going to get. You can't go and take a manager out of a top job. Well, Ruben Amorim, I don't rate him, by the way. However, went from Sporting to Man United. So why don't we just go and give 15 mil to Luis Enrique and say, there you go, you've done your treble. Come over. He jumped for
Hansi
15
Flick,
mil.
washed.
Hansi Flick. This is what I said at the start of the stream. I said, why?
He spent 87 million in 2 years, by the way, euros. That's less than Declan Rice.
One of those two have got to come in for me because I don't think this guy's going to get us across the line, man.
Don't just go and get De Zerbi. Go and get anyone who's won or plays good football. Go and get Glasner. Go and get Iriola. Bro, Iriola lost his whole back 4 nearly. 3 of his back 4. Yeah, he's lost his goalkeeper Kepa from last season as well, by the way. Very impressive. And this striker, and they're level on points for us. And if we don't win at the weekend and Man U win against Brentford, they're level on points for us, by the way.
But what's Ariola won?
That's my point. That's why I don't want him. However, with the squad that we have, I'd take him in a heartbeat. Yeah, because I'm bored of this boring crap football that leads to nada. Yeah, so why don't we change it up? The problem is the next manager that comes in, all the people that have sucked this manager off for 5-6 years are never, ever, ever going to give the next manager 5-6 years, £1 billion and 1 billion excuses for why he can't win. But you see me, yeah, I'm petty, Strixo. Yeah. The next manager gets the exact same amount of time as Arteta. He gets every excuse Arteta's got, and I've got a whole back catalogue on my channel. Yeah. Oh, but he needs his pieces. Oh, but he ain't got his striker. Oh, but it's not his players. Oh, but he need. Oh, but.
That's you on the assumption that is Arteta over club. It's not. If the next manager comes in and he's doing good and he's showing levels, he's showing signs, then I get behind him. I did the same with Emery. I weren't liking Emery ball. A lot of people.
Okay, let me ask you this, Strixo. Yeah, let me ask you this, Strixo. How long did it take? How long did it take before you were side-eyeing Emery? How many games?
I couldn't tell you, bro. I couldn't tell you, but I tell
was
you what.
Was you one of the ones cheering in the clock end when Frankfurt scored against us?
No, I'm not. Arsenal first, bro. Let me tell you this.
I hear that.
Tell you, get into the final and getting slapped by Chelsea was definitely a straw that broke something for me. I don't know if it broke.
Okay, cool, but not getting to a final, and losing to all these teams like Dean Smith's Aston Villa, Burnley, Fulham, Newcastle 3 times last season, getting weighed in every single season by West Ham.
Stricto was Arteta out then. Stricto was Arteta out then. He wanted.
That's what I'm saying. So what changed?
But it's changed. You explained that, Stricto, last time. That you felt like that he deserved some credit because of him getting
credit for what? He's won fuck all, bruv. He sold every single player that started that final. Yeah, he spent $1 billion and won nothing.
He won a trophy.
No manager in world football. Stricto, you're similar age to me, no?
We're around the same age, but he's won a trophy.
So no manager you've seen in your lifetime, our lifetime, has ever had this much credit, therefore winning fuck all. Yeah,
no. I think where a lot of people get my shit mixed up is that
I'm listening.
The mud that we was in. Yeah,
we weren't in the mud. You just said we were Europa League final.
No, we was in the mud. No, we were. Bruv, let's not talk about that Europa League final because if
forget
we
the final, he got us to a final for the first time in 26 years.
Second place. The two didn't provide nothing. The two did not give us a trophy. Going to a final and finishing second are the same thing. We finished second in both things. We were second in the final and second in the league. It don't matter.
Okay, cool. So why are you backing the manager now then? Yeah, after you was Arteta out at the beginning. Yeah, when he fouled and he was 8th and 5th and bottled it to Conte. Hold on, let me last land and I'll listen. Yeah, and I'll let you listen because I'm going to grab a beer quick from the fridge. So what changed in your mindset when he's finished second? Because second is the same as losing a final. He won a final. yeah, with a squad that he ripped up, got rid of, yeah, let go. Every single player that started that final ain't at this club anymore. He spent 1 billion quid nearly, yeah, and the wages, by the way, is a disgrace for him, his staff, and the playing staff. Yeah. Now you're Arteta. Oh, okay, I'll back it. When you just said, literally, your words out of your own mouth, you just said finishing and getting battered in a final is second, but so second. So on that premise alone, then you should be Arteta out and want a new manager to take us a new direction with the squad that we have amassed.
I was rebutting what
I'm
you
listening.
were saying.
I'm listening.
I was rebutting what you were saying. You said you was mentioning the final, taking us to a final, like that was some achievement. So I said to you, no point bringing that up because that's the same as finishing second. I wasn't saying I'm happy with finishing second. I'm rebutting your own words. You said Emery taking us to the final, and at least he got us to a finals. What your words was, at least he got us to a final. That was your words, right? So then I rebutted that by saying, well, at least we finished second. Either way, none of it brought us a trophy.
Fantastic. Exactly. So what's better then? Yeah. So what's better then in your eyes? Yeah. Because I don't watch your videos on AFTV. I don't watch that channel. Yeah. I don't watch your channel in general. Yeah. And you don't watch mine. I get that. That's not out of being disrespectful. I just ain't got time. And so have you. Yeah. Right. But let me tell you now. Yeah. Let me ask you this. Right. Unai Emery had us 2 points off third place in his only full season. And he threw all of his eggs in a trophy basket because guess what? Finishing top 4 would get you the same result as winning the Europa League. However, the manager went, fuck it, I want the glory and the trophy. And eventually he bottled both. Yeah. So I get why he got sacked. I get it. But now we hire a rookie who won an FA Cup in 6 months with a squad that he's disassembled, got rid of, spent nearly £1 billion on, and won fuck all, and had 6 years nearly. 6 years in December, 6 calendar years. Yeah. So how comes you never gave Unai that credit? Yeah. How comes you never said, well, we need to back Unai? He ain't got all of his pieces.
Because
why is it different for Arteta then?
Okay. Then here's the thing. Let's go back to your final. Let's go back to what Emery has done in his career. What's Emery most known for? What's
winning trophies?
If you
He's
look at
the second most successful manager in PSG history.
If you look at his CV, right? What kind of trophies does he win the most? Europa League.
He won a domestic treble at PSG.
I'm not even going to count PSG. That's the most farmers league. That's the most farmers league.
Okay, so did you celebrate Dembele winning the Ballon d'Or yesterday?
He's not my player. I don't give a fuck.
No, but did you celebrate him winning it?
I didn't even know it was on. I didn't even know it was on. But
it's a farmers league. Okay, cool. Okay, stop right there. Stop right there.
How are they European champions then?
Stop right there. If that is a farmers league, then yeah, cool. Why the fuck are you rating Saliba then? Because he came from that same very farmers league.
You got me wrong then. You ask anybody about me and Saliba. You got me wrong.
No, but you rate Saliba as a good player, right?
You got me wrong.
No, I'm not got you wrong. I'm asking you a question. Do you rate Saliba?
He's a good player, yes, but I'm not.
But he came from a farmers league. Do you rate Kante?
Yes.
Okay. Do you rate Eden Hazard?
I get where you're going with this. Yes, they came.
But that's why I'm asking because they came Riyad Mahrez
from France. But again, all these players that you've named, are special players, and they didn't come from the top side or the top teams in France.
Okay, what about Nicolas Anelka then? Because he came from PSG.
PSG went top then. PSG went top guns then.
This is crazy. What about Ronaldinho?
Again, same thing. JJ.
What about JJ Okocha? Exactly. We can keep doing this. So when is it a farmers league and when isn't it a farmers league?
All I'm saying is, you, I'm sure most of the panel here can rock up at PSG and win something. I'm not
absolute rubbish. Absolute rubbish. This is the same argument for Real Madrid, brother.
It's not rubbish. It's literally one of the outside of. I think even the Scottish League's more competitive than the French league.
How did Marseille beat them yesterday then and play them off the park?
Well, we'll see the end of the season. End of the season, shit happens.
Okay, so now it comes back to trophies then. So trophies are irrelevant.
Let me get to my point. I don't want to get thrown off my point.
Now, go on.
Emery is known for winning Europa League. That's what he's done. His CV pretty much says this. Like, this is your fucking bread and butter. Yeah? You get us to the final. Fantastic. Yeah? You get us to the final. You got Lacazette and Abba. You got them purring like Lamborghinis. Yeah? We play Chelsea in the final. You decide to put Peter Cech in goal.
Was he in goal in this? Was he in goal in the semi?
Hold on. Suspect.
Was he in goal in the semi
I'm not
final
going to get
against
full off my
Valencia?
point. I'm not going to get
No, but answer the question because you're trying to make your point. So we're going to go off back-based evidence. Was he in goal in the semi-final?
He didn't play against Chelsea.
No, he played against Chelsea. Was he in goal?
He didn't play the semi-finals against Chelsea.
Who played?
He played the finals against Chelsea.
Who played against Valencia?
I don't care. He played against Chelsea, the club. The
Who
agent.
played against Valencia in goal?
You tell me.
No, I'm asking you.
No, it don't matter because it's not my point. My point is
No, and that's the
my point
God,
is
God.
no, my point is, my point is with all these accolades he's done, this is his bread and butter. You're supposed to win this, Not only does he lose that, we get absolutely humiliated, slapped. He should have left that. In fact, he should have stayed in Baku by himself, The same team, Arteta comes, the rookie manager, no experience, takes that same team and beats the same Chelsea team in the final.
Okay. So what was your feeling then when we went out over 2-leggers against Newcastle in the Carabao Cup? That's in the semi-final then. Why didn't Arteta stay at the Emirates then?
What was what? Say again?
On that basis then, what
Right.
was your feeling then when we went out in the Carabao Cup semi-final?
Now, fuck that,
over
DJ.
2
What was
legs
his feeling
against
What was his
Eddie
feeling
Howe?
when we lost to?
Hang on a minute. With Arteta's team, what was your feeling when we went out in the semi-final against PSG that come from the Farmers League in the Champions League?
What about
semi-final
Villarreal
last
under the
season?
former manager, DJ? With
Yeah.
Villarreal that won it.
Hang on a minute. With Arteta's team that he's built and spent millions and millions of pounds, why didn't you leave Why didn't Arteta stay at the Emirates and not leave that stadium when we was embarrassed by Newcastle? Why against 10 men Man United in the FA Cup when we went out against penalties, right, against a very
you're
poor Man United
equating
team?
that to getting
Why
slapped.
did you back Arteta
Equating
then?
that to getting slapped in a
Why
final.
did you back
An
Arteta then?
opportunity to win. You're
Why are
equating.
you backing
Let me just
Arteta
understand
when
what
he's
you're saying.
fouled
You are
numerous times
equating-
in big games?
You're
But
equating
you
losing
turned against
a
Unai
European
Emery that
final.
got us to a final.
You're equating you losing a European final. Yeah.
That we ain't been to
By
for
Lee's own
26
words.
years.
By
But this
Lee's own
guy ain't
words.
even took us to a European final to lose, Stricto. So why are you still backing him?
Hold on.
When he was Arteta out.
By your
By your
uh,
metrics, you
no,
wanted Unai Emery
he
to
took us
stay
to a
in
final.
Baku because he was
by the way,
this
I
manager.
just fact checked it.
Games.
By the way, Stricto, sorry to cut in. Yeah, I just fact checked it. Yeah, yeah. Petr Cech played in the semi-final, mate. He played in the semi-final.
Who was in
Yeah.
goal?
Petr Cech for both legs in the semi-final that we won.
This is what
Over
I
2
can't-
legs, 7-2, mate.
Understand.
You're
This is
trying to
what
make-
I can't
you're-
understand.
that
You
wasn't my
throw the
point.
towel at Unai Emery that got us to a final that this manager can't get us to a European final, but you're happy to back this manager that crumbles against
Couldn't even
Newcastle
get us
in a
into the
Carabao
fucking
Cup
Champions League.
semi-final.
Couldn't get us
You
to a
also
Champions
back
League.
a manager that loses against PSG in a European Cup
His bread and butter
semi-final
is his
and
bread and
fouls
butter
against
is Europa.
and fouls
He couldn't
against
get us to a
and
Champions League.
fouls
What's
against
Same
Arteta-
Bayern
manager
Munich.
who got
What's
slapped
What's
after
Arteta's
4-0
bread
up
and butter?
against
What's
Barcelona.
Arteta's bread and butter? You're talking about bread and butter. What's Arteta's bread and butter?
5-0 against Barcelona. Went to the
What's
Nou Camp and
Arteta's
got
bread and
slapped with
butter?
the same PSG. You lot can't.
What's
This
Arteta's
guy
bread
is
and
not-
butter?
Where is Unai Emery today? Where is Unai Emery today?
Where's
Hasn't
Unai
scored
Emery today?
one goal in the
Where's Mikel Arteta today, mate? Yeah, because
Where's-
Unai
one
has
goal
won
in the
more than
league.
he'll ever win.
One goal in the league.
Whoop he do.
Because
One goal in
when
7
Unai
semi-finals,
Emery's doing
mate.
well, yeah, you lot will come in here and say, "Look at what Unai Emery's doing at Villa."
But
Where is
Stricto,
he
it's
now?
only 5 games, as you say. It's only 5
Right.
games.
Right.
It's
No,
only
but
5
I want to
games.
hear the same
DJ.
energy. Where is he now? He's
Where
at
is
the
he
club
now?
he's supposed
Yeah,
to
but
be
it's
at.
only early days.
But
It's
it's
only
Aston
early
Villa,
Villa.
they're
days.
Club he's
You
supposed
said
supposed
to
to
beat
be
earlier.
at.
We're supposed to beat them, right? We're
He's
supposed to
at
be
the
better
club
than them.
he's supposed to be at. A Villa even scored this season.
Yeah, they scored at Sunderland at the weekend.
Have they won a game this season?
Doesn't matter. Yeah,
Of
when
course
I
it matters, 'cause you just
okay,
spoke
cool.
about the
Okay,
goal.
so let me ask you this then, Stricto, because if you want to compare and do comparisons,
I'm not
guess what?
comparing. I'm
What
giving
you
you examples. You asked me a
Okay,
question
well, I'll
whether or
give
not
you an
why
example then. I'll give
Go
you
on.
an example.
Go
Nuno
on.
Espirito Santo, that you probably don't rate, was top of the league with fucking Tottenham, whilst this
You're wrong
idiot
again. You're wrong again.
was, but no, let me
Lee,
finish what I'm saying.
Lee,
Was
you're
bottom
wrong
of the
again.
league.
Hold on,
See,
you're
I
wrong
can't finish
again.
my point.
When
He
Unai
was-
Emery left, I said get Nuno Espirito Santos at Arsenal. So you're wrong again.
you don't know what I was going to say. You don't know what I was going to
This
say.
with facts
You don't know
because
what I was
at
going
that
to say.
time I said Nuno would do much with what Arsenal.
Would you
got.
take Nuno now?
I wouldn't take Nuno now. No, I wouldn't.
Why? What changed?
I wouldn't, because I'm happy with what Arteta's doing. He's
Okay,
one of-
so you're happy
he's one of-
losing. Fantastic.
he's one
So
of some-
my point that I wanted to make that I didn't get to land there was
You couldn't
when
land
you're
because
saying
you said you was
when
trying to
you
say
said that Unai is a specialist, that's his bread and butter.
yes.
There is the Europa League. What is Arteta's bread and butter?
The difference is Arteta doesn't have a
second.
Okay, fantastic. Which is why he shouldn't fucking be here in the first place.
Well, he shouldn't have been here in the first place. I agree. But while he's here, he's changed my perspective. He's brought some pride back into this club. You lot
Right.
can try to spin it all you want. You lot just got your agendas, bro. You
It's
lot
not
got
an
your
agenda,
agenda.
mate. Name me another manager in world football, Stricto, and you're not an idiot, yeah, and you're very similar age to me, there or thereabouts, yeah, right. And the guys above us, yeah, Dan's a little bit younger, but the two above us, yeah. And I know you go to all of you go to games apart from me, yeah.
Oh, man, you're not
Right?
younger than me.
Well, I'm 43, so maybe you're a
Dad,
bit
you're
older.
not younger than me, bro. Shut up.
I'm 37. How old are you, Stricto?
40.
Okay, cool. Well, either way, my point is we're similar ages, yeah? These two above us, all of you go to games, and I've been to games, yeah? My point is nobody backed that manager, Unai. He had us 8th for a couple of weeks, and he got sacked, right? And nobody, and you were going, all of us were going games back then. Nobody in that stadium really backed him. I remember when we played Man City first home game, yeah, nobody wanted him. Then we played Chelsea away, and Marcus Alonso dinked the goalkeeper, and Iwobi and Aubameyang missed. We was at Stamford Bridge. I see you there. Yeah, do you know what I'm saying? Then we played West Ham, yeah, and they should have fucking been 2-3-0 up. Felipe Anderson cooked us that day, yeah. And guess what? Petr Cech, the same very Petr Cech, made a mad save right in half time. Second half, we won. But everyone goes back to 31 shots against Watford. Cool. Well, under this manager, mate, 26 shots against Brighton. Yeah, 26 against Leeds. So where's the difference here? He got us to a European final for the first time in 26 years. Yes, he got cooked. And you're saying, oh, but Petr Cech, he shouldn't have played. I agree, he shouldn't have played. But he played in the semi where we slapped up Valencia 7-2. Yeah, Aubameyang scored a hat-trick. He then went to Barcelona and scored a hat-trick again at their ground. Do you know how mad that is to score 2 hat-tricks at the Mestalla? Untold, mate. Nobody's ever done that before. Yeah, Aubameyang, by the way, came on for Marseille last night and absolutely chefed up PSG. The same PSG that we got told to shush after 4 minutes by the current Ballon d'Or winner, best player in the world, and everyone shushed. Yeah, and this is my point. Everyone says, oh yeah, Unai Emery left a mess. No, he fucking didn't. Unai Emery left us a team that were 2 points off third and a Europa League finalists. Yeah, he never got backed. Yeah, everyone fucking kicks off about Nicolas Pepe. Nicolas Pepe, by the way, was our top goal scorer. People forget that, by the way. He had Aubameyang and Lacazette doing handshakes, 72 GA that season, his only full season. Now imagine we give Unai Emery, the specialist, yeah, that's his marketing, yeah, is Europa League. Now imagine we give that guy 6 years, 1 billion excuses and £1 billion. Now imagine we get Arsene Wenger out of retirement, because Arsene Wenger's last 5 years, he got us to a Europa League semi that I was at, home and away, and I'm sure some of you guys were as well, against Atleti. Yeah, and we walked around tranquilized in Atleti. Yeah, what a waste of time that was. And Diego Costa scored. Yeah, he also got us to a League Cup final. Yeah, where we didn't mark a goal kick and Aguero dinked our goalkeeper. I was at the final. I know you was, Kenny. Yeah, and he also won 3 FA Cups, finished 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. But this manager has done £1 billion. Yeah, and he's got 1 billion excuses. And then when people want to say who could do better, well, anyone who's fucking managed football, mate, this can't manage one game
and lost at home to Lyon when Pep had back surgery. First time they lost in 6 years at home in the Champions League group stage. And we've given him the keys to the third biggest club.
Lee,
For me, we should have gone and got Hansi Flick. We should have got Luis Enrique. Yeah, we could have gone and got Slot.
Funny way of saying we finished fifth under Emery by saying we finished 2 points off a third. He finished fifth.
Okay, and guess what? Mikel Arteta took 3 full seasons to amass more point tally and finish above his only season fifth. And he's not got us to a European final. In fact, he lost in a semi-final to Villarreal, which I have more subs on my channel than they have population in Spain. Then he beat Man United on penalties in the final. Shambles. Yeah, he should have been sacked that day. Yeah. So it's all well and good saying 2 points off second or third or whatever. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Facts and reality is nobody was backing him because the PR around this manager, Unai Emery, coming in straight after Arsenal. It could have been Ancelotti. He would have got the same fucking dog's abuse, mate. It's Ancelotti, negative football. Oh my God, it's Conte. I'll take Conte now. Conte is going to dog walk Italian football again with Scott McTominay and Rasmus fucking Højlund. Last year, he won it with Lukaku, Philip Billing. Yeah, what? Philip Billing? Would you take Philip Billing up front for Arsenal? No, you wouldn't. Conte, yeah, has won 6 league titles, and 3 of them he's taken a team from mid-table to first in his first season. That's half his titles. But he's shitting Europe. Cool. Guess what? When people want to say what did he do at Tottenham, finished above your manager, Mikel Arteta, in his first season, yeah, when we were 4 points clear with 3 to play with Tottenham. Yeah, with Tottenham. When people want to talk about Jose Mourinho, he drew tonight. He bottled a 1-0 lead at home against Rio Avenue. Yeah. When people want to talk about Jose, guess what? Since Mikel Arteta has been the manager of this football club, Tottenham have got some more finals than we have. Factually.
Can I just
They've won the Europa League and they sacked Jose in a League Cup final a week before it. That's since Mikel Arteta has been here. Under his watch, they've won a trophy and they've been to more finals than us. He's done £1 billion, mate. Yeah, let's just be real with this here. If he drops dead right now, God forbid, yeah, who do you want as manager? Real talk straight.
Before you
I want you as manager.
Thank you.
before you come on that, I was gonna say as well, right? Because for me, personally, and I will end on this because I've got to go to bed.
Lightweight.
I will say this. Yeah, I'm a lightweight. I think Stricto even knows that there's at least 5 or 6 managers.
They all know
over Mikel Arteta. Am I right, Stricto?
Possibly. I ain't thought about it. But yeah, possibly.
Well, how comes he weren't in the top 5 nominations for the best manager of the year award? But my manager here won, yeah, best club of the year.
I don't know who that is.
Well, that's the women's manager that's won a Champions League for Arsenal women's, and 4 of our fucking squad were in the top 10 of the Ballon d'Or for women. Yeah, and our highest one for Arsenal was 15th, mate, and that was when he was at Sporting. Declan Rice was 27th, ahead of Van Dijk for no apparent reason. So, no, for me, yeah, Hansi Flick, Luis Enrique, Arne Slot. Yeah, who were the other nominees? Yeah, why? Oh, he's a top 5 manager in the world. Based on what, mate? Yeah.
You know what, Lee? Whoever they bring in, I'll back it. But right now,
thank you. So Wayne Rooney comes in, you're backing it, yeah?
If he's Arsenal manager, cool.
Thank you. And this is the point, and this is why we're finished.
Cool. Yeah? But hold on here. Don't make that point. No, don't make that point.
If Wayne
I am not in charge.
You'll back it.
I am not in charge of who comes in. You asked me a question, right?
But no, you're right. You're spot on. You are also a paying fucking member of the football club that has a voice, bro.
I can't help it. It's the same way you watch the games, right? If you, let's say Rooney comes in and then you don't watch the games, you don't make content on it, you leave it. But we won't. We won't.
Oh no, the next manager comes in. Yeah, however long this manager is here for, the next manager, I'm going to be the most pettiest motherfucker in the world. Yeah, because every excuse every top gooner has made for this dickhead for 6 years nearly in December, you got 6 years of me being a prick. Yeah, being petty. Because I am petty. I'm the pettiest cunt on the planet.
We're back.
So if Wayne Rooney comes into this football club, you're backing it. Cool. Well, guess what? You are a paying custodian of that football club because you pay your season ticket. The same as Dan, same as Kenny, same as DJB, same as us that watch it around the world. I pay DAZN España. So indirectly, I'm paying Arsenal because they get a cut of that. Yeah, I'm paying Movistar Plus. I'm paying fucking all these other apps. Yeah, to watch the games. So indirectly, we're paying. So we have a voice, and we have a voice. And if you're going, oh, I'll take Wayne Rooney, he's here now, just back him. Okay, cool. Well, I want 6 years of backing him then.
But you
asked
me a question. I answered you. You gave me a name. I said, what? And I have to back it. Because one thing I'm not going to do is sit around and boo and boo and boo. I'm going to have to back it. It's when Rooney...
But you did it with Unai.
Unai was... I couldn't...
Brother, Unai, you threw your season ticket up in the air and said, fuck this shit. I was watching it.
That's right.
So why didn't you back that then?
Huh?
So why didn't you back that then?
Well, for first, I can't throw my season tickets on my phone. I ain't trying to dash my...
Well, you threw whatever you threw.
Oh, man, come on. On the same... What I'm saying, brother, right? Listen, big up to you, man. What I'm saying is, on the same reason you never backed Unai Emery, I can't get my head round why a lot of fans back this... Don't back Unai Emery, but back this manager. And they didn't back Unai Emery because of what he done in the Europa Cup final and everything else. But they're happy to back him losing semi-finals and not even getting to finals and finishing runners-up and not getting over the line. I just don't understand it. I can't. I'm sorry. I just can't. Listen, I admire you, but I don't know
whether this will make any sort of sense, right? Like Dan pointed out earlier, I wanted Arteta out. In fact, I didn't want Arteta's legs to even touch the Emirates. Yeah, I wanted Nuno. I was screaming Nuno, because as far as I was concerned, you're going to get a rookie manager who's going to come and be a yes man for the conkies. And that's, we're going to go through that revolving door. So I wanted Nuno. But at some point, and I think it was the season where the first season we finished second, where nobody expected us to do anything. I think top four weren't even being spoken about. And somehow he just got us purring, playing football. And I was like, raw. One of my biggest bugbears of Arteta was at that time by a style of play. I don't know what we're fucking good at. And he started doing his playing up from the back, like the wingers getting involved, like all of this beautiful stuff. Yeah, goals are coming. We ain't even got like a recognized striker. We're banging hella goals. I was like, you know what? For someone who's in his would have been his second or third season, like I did not expect this. And I said another thing he did that I did like is when he dropped Aubameyang. Yeah, because our captain going off talking about something to do with his mum, which apparently he's come back that this guy was out doing some madness wherever the fuck he was.
His mum was ill.
I don't know.
And he turned up on time.
I don't know. But wherever it was, yeah, I've seen the greatest managers do ballsy decisions. Fergie's done it. Mourinho's done it.
This guy's not Fergie, bro. He's won nothing.
But he's won something. He's won an FA Cup, yeah.
Wow. So is Brendan Rodgers and so is Roberto Martinez.
But you said the League Cup's as big as a Champions League to you. Remember you said
I'll take any cup. The problem is this guy can't win nothing.
The League Cup is the same as a Champions League. Your words.
Yeah, a trophy is a trophy.
Right.
Yeah.
So FA Cup is a Champions League to you as well. But anyway, I digress. Yeah. He dropped Abba. Yeah. And from that moment, I was like, nah, I like this guy. Because Abba, yeah, is a hill that most people won't even walk on. He won you the FA Cup. He's your captain. But Abba at that point was feeling like he was bigger than the club because of what he had done. No, he was 100%. Every little game we play, we beat West Ham. Man's in the change room taking selfies, doing videos like we won the fucking league. Embarrassing.
He was our best player.
What? Sanchez was our best player. Weren't taking selfies.
Yeah, they're different people, bro. One's South American, yeah, one's African. Yeah, and guess what? Aubameyang then goes to Barcelona, wins the title, scores 17 goals in that half season, goes to Chelsea, flops, then goes to Marseille, scores 40 goals, goes to Saudi, bags goals.
Done a madness at Man United, got shipped off. Yav Stam on a madness at got shipped off. I don't give a fuck what he did. I'm talking about a man can stand by his conviction and say, do you know what? You're not bigger than the club.
Well, he is, because he's bigger than Arteta, because he won us the cup that keeps this cunt in a job. Aubameyang done more for this football club than he ever will.
Well, he's won it.
Aubameyang won it.
What? So was Arteta.
Yeah, with Aubameyang,
as
who
a player,
scored the goals.
As a player.
Yeah.
So you liked him because he was playing this beautiful football, like you said. So
Right.
what's happening now then? Because it ain't beautiful football.
What's
it hasn't
happening
been
now?
for 2
What's
seasons.
happening now? What's happening now? Yeah, people have clocked on to what Arsenal are about. The first season when we was playing that fluid football, everyone was letting Arsenal get on with it. But now we're a threat. And what happens when you become a threat? Everyone takes you serious. They mark. They double up on your best players. They close in spaces. They allow
double
you
up on Lamine Yamal, mate. He runs around them all.
So yeah, but then when good managers get found out tactically, they change their tactics to fit our team set up against them. But this guy's not changed; he's still sticking to the same way. This is what we're trying to say, Stricto. You've said that other teams have found a way; they're now scared of us. They set up low blocks, they set up differently. That's cool. But so what managers do? What good managers do when they find out that teams are doing that? They change their system and change their style of play to overcompensate to beat that. But this manager is sticking to the same principle. So you're saying that teams are playing a different way to us, but this manager's still sticking to the same way of playing.
It's the fact. It's the fact. It's not what I'm saying. It's the fact. Now, am I happy with we're 5 games in? Yeah, we're 5 games in. Lost one, drawn one, yeah, and won the rest, yeah. Am I happy with Sunday's game? Do I feel we could have done more? Yes. Go back to Anfield. Do I feel we could have done more? Hell yeah. I was frustrated then. I'm disappointed in him. Listen, whenever Arsenal lose, yeah, everyone runs to me. My DMs, my comments.
Don't even open them.
I get it. But I'm standing by my conviction here. We're still early in the season. Come end of the season, if he hasn't won nothing, then ask me the question.
Yeah, but you said that last season.
Huh?
You said that last season.
No, I didn't say that last season.
Brother, you said last season, if you don't win nothing, yeah, then maybe I'll side-eye him and I'll consider getting rid of him.
That's what I said about this season. I didn't say that last season. I spoke about it last season for this season.
Bro, Northside's got the clips. I know you don't get on with Northside, yeah, but Northside's got the clips of you last season saying the same shit, bro.
No. And then I said this season, if he don't win it, I'm certain this season. If he don't win nothing this season, I'm happy for.
Okay, let me ask you a question then. The next manager that comes in, no matter who it is, because whoever the next manager is going to come in is going to have managed more than one game, yeah? Mm-hmm. So surely you're going to give him the same length of time that this manager has and allow him.
You're willing to be petty. I'm not in it for petty.
No.
I'm not in it for pettiness.
But Stricto, you're misunderstanding me. Yeah, you have allowed a rookie that's managed one football game that he lost, by the way, yeah, and broke a record at Man City, first loss in 6 years at home in a Champions League game, yeah, in a group stage, first time ever to Lyon, yeah. You've allowed this manager that you wanted in, out, shake it all about, but now you're back in it. Cool. So on that premise alone, then, after one game of management, you've allowed this manager for nearly 6 years, 6 calendar years in December. So the next manager, if he's managed more than one game, you're doing the same thing, right?
I'll be honest, bro. I don't understand what you're saying. Break it down.
Well, I'll break it down in simple terms. You've allowed in December this year a manager to have 6 calendar years off of the basis of managing one game of football, yeah, for Man City that he lost. Then he got the job, right? So the next manager, if he's managed more than one game of football,
are you giving the next
surely you're going to give him the same length of time as the manager that we have now, surely. Even if it goes south and it goes down to 8th, yeah, well, he needs his pieces. He needs his own players. He needs a striker. It's not his team.
But you're saying it like I've backed Arteta from every game.
I never said that. I never said. I just told you exactly what I said. You were in out. So you'll give this next manager the same length of time as you.
Kenny.
I love
it. See you Thursday.
See you Thursday, mate.
Next manager.
See you.
I love you.
I get the question.
You'll give the next manager the same length of time as a manager who managed one game of football that you have allowed for near 6 calendar years. If that manager has managed more than one game,
but it's not so linear. What you've just said. But you know, it's not so linear. There are many variables.
Well, it is.
No, it's not. It really isn't. There are many variables and factors. The next manager comes. The next manager comes in and then I don't know, but it's not as linear as you make it.
So
But
it
one thing
depends
I will
on
say,
what then.
the next I will say is when the next manager comes in, yeah, as an Arsenal fan, I get behind it. Your thesis was to say you're just gonna get petty because you want to piss Arteta in, out, whoever you want to piss.
Yeah,
people
because
off.
I've had enough of the bullshit, bro.
That's not me. That's not me. I might be on your side one day and be like, nah, fuck this manager. Or I might not be. I'm not.
You was, and then you changed your mind
Right. So then, what does that see with me? I don't care about trolls.
based on
I don't
still
give a fuck.
losing after
I
he
don't-
won.
So you was Arteta out early, yeah?
I didn't want. Yep.
Okay, no, but when was you Arteta out? After the FA Cup? Before the FA Cup? When?
I went first. I didn't want him in. Yeah.
Yeah.
The FA Cup. Yeah. Okay. Cool. That's all right. You've come in. You've done your bit. And then, when was that season where he kept dropping Pepe for Willian?
Okay, cool. So that was after the FA Cup, yeah?
Yeah. After the FA Cup.
Okay, so after he won a trophy, you were still wanting him out, yeah?
Yeah. Because I
Cool.
didn't.
So stop right there.
Okay.
Stop right there. So the next manager, as long as he's managed more than one game, yeah, more than one game, doesn't matter if he wins a trophy, you would still have the same attitude for the next manager. Yeah, because this manager won a trophy, you still wanted him out. Then something switched. Yeah, and I'll tell you what switched. Second. You felt a certain way going to games now that we're not going to get weighed in by the big boys. Yeah, and I feel like we can do something here. Then we flop, but we're close. But he won a trophy, bruv. Yeah, so the next manager that comes in has the same premise, the same leeway, right?
Not so linear. Thank you for making my point. He could win a trophy, and I still wanted him out.
Thank you. So why do you want him in now then?
Emery, go back to your example. Yeah, Emery had one game, right? His first game at Arsenal, and I backed it.
What game was that?
I can't remember.
Man City at home, we lost.
I can't even remember. The
Man
right
City
Sterling
at home,
scored.
then we lost to Chelsea away.
Sterling scored, right? I think.
Then we beat West Ham and went 22 unbeaten.
Sterling scored, right?
And we went 22 unbeaten after that.
Right. But my point is,
Alonso scored the 3-2.
my point is, I backed him the first game. So the next manager that comes will get my back in the first game. Like I said, it's not linear. There's factors and variables that.
So what are your factors and variables then?
I've said it already, bro.
Because a trophy ain't a factor or variable, which is the aim of the whole sport, by the way. Yeah. And you wanted him out even after he won that. Yeah, which is the aim of the sport. You wanted him out, your words.
Bro, a trophy weren't enough to keep my man.
We're not talking about other clubs, we're talking about Arsenal Football Club.
You use other clubs when you want to make your points. I've heard you talk about a
yeah, because the sole aim of the game is trophies.
Talk about a fourth-tier Brazilian league manager I've never heard of. Teams I've never even heard of. When you want to
make Felipe Luis, by the way, has won a fuck ton more than Mikel Arteta ever won in his career, and he's managed 2 years.
That isn't Arsenal. So you
okay,
need other things to make your points.
The trophies at Arsenal don't matter to you because you still wanted the manager out, which is cool. That's your opinion. Yeah, but now, fast forward 5 years later, 6 FA Cups later, you're now backing the manager. So what flipped from after, the sole aim of the game was to win a trophy. He won one. So now, actually, 5 years later, well, he ain't won fuck all. He spent $1 billion. He got rid of the team that did win one. I'll back it.
So what? You want him to keep that same team? I've heard you say that. Like, should that team still?
If we had Kieran Tierney in our team right now, mate, we'd be a better team.
He couldn't stay fit to save his life. I like
Factually incorrect. Factually incorrect.
He stayed fit more than Thomas Partey, Tomiyasu, Jesus, yeah, and who's the other one? Tomiyasu, Jesus, Thomas Partey, Jesus.
How many games did he play?
Well, hold up, wait a minute, because I'll answer that question because I know all the answers, mate, because I've got them. I do this every day. Yeah, Zinchenko, Tomiyasu, Jesus, and Thomas Partey from the day every single one of them players signed for Arsenal, the day they signed, factually, Kieran Tierney has been less injured than all of them. Yeah, but he got dubbed with injury prone. Yeah, Zinchenko has spent more days out. So has Thomas Partey, so has Tomiyasu, so has fucking Jesus since the day they signed for the club compared to Kieran Tierney. Oh, and by the way,
So what? Tini's not injury prone. All the players you've just named are injury prone. There's no one.
oh
arguing.
really? Oh really? Okay,
Is
so
injury prone. Partey was injury prone. Tomiyasu's injury prone. I don't understand that point. All of them are
okay,
injury prone.
so if you let me land, yeah, my point is none of them fuckers have won a trophy for my football club. Kieran Tierney did. Yeah, Kieran Tierney was fit for 6 months straight, sat on the bench. Yeah, we're playing a half fit. Yeah, and do you remember when we dropped 2 points and Firmino scored in the 8-point bottle job? Yeah, and Zinchenko got nutmegged. Do you remember that by Trent? And he crossed it to Firmino. Yeah, guess what? When we were 2-0 up in that game, as soon as it went 2-0 up, go and watch my watch along. I said, get this dickhead off the pitch and get Tierney on right now. What did he do when it went 2-2? Subs in for Tierney. Yeah. Oh, we didn't win the league. My bad. If he had subbed him at 2-0, we go on and win the league. We drew to West Ham after going 2-0 up in that game. Yeah, back-to-back games, by the way, Liverpool, West Ham. Yeah, and this is my point. People sit there and say Kieran Tierney's injury prone. No, all the players I've just mentioned have factually been more injured when they signed than Kieran Tierney. But Kieran Tierney has been dubbed because this fan base love to chat shit.
Is Kieran Tierney not injury prone? Is that what you're saying?
He's not injury prone. He's factually in his entire career been less injured than Zinchenko.
No, but you're using them to compare. It's like you're using them to compare other injury prone players. Is he injury prone?
Would you say Zinchenko was an injury prone player when we signed him? No, you wouldn't. You said he's bringing a winning mentality.
I'm asking you a question. Is Kieran Tierney injury prone? Yes or no?
No.
You're wrong.
No.
You're wrong.
No,
you just your own self said less injury than the players you've named. So you agree it's injury prone. It's almost like saying, oh, how tall are you, Lee? How tall are you?
5'11".
I'm 6'2". So it's like you saying, oh, do you know what? Lee's tall, but Stricto's taller.
Okay, cool. Guess what? Yeah, guess what? When we signed Zinchenko, did anyone say, oh, he's mad injury prone, you know?
Brother, I don't remember. But you just said you just said Tierney is an injury prone. That's crazy, bro. Everyone knows
Tierney is not injury prone, bro.
We signed Tierney injured. Tierney signed also injured.
No, we didn't.
We signed him. What are you talking about? We signed him brother injured. He was injured.
Anyone watching this live stream right now, yeah? I called Kieran Tierney, sat in Sopwell House 4 hours before Sky Sports. He'd passed his medical and he was factually available to play football. Yeah, factually. Yeah.
Let me get Tierney's injury record. Let me get Tierney's injury record.
Dan, Google it on transfer markets and compare it to Zinchenko. Because when we signed Zinchenko, he was factually more injured than Kieran Tierney. But this fan base didn't rate Tierney because it was Emery that signed him.
Was Tierney injured at the time we signed him?
Let me check. Let me check, man.
He was.
What year did we sign Tierney?
2019.
What year did we sign Tierney? Anyone remember?
2018-19.
He was injured. Tierney didn't get
the first injury.
No, he wasn't.
19. His first injury in 2018-2019 was December 2018.
Oh, thank you. When did we sign him, Dan? Please. Deadline day. Yeah, because I remember doing a live stream, mate. Yeah, and I called it 4 hours before Sky Sports.
We signed him injured. You can't.
We didn't.
You can't be confidently wrong, bro. We signed his brother
injured. I'm confidently right because I know what I said.
In December, we signed him in
summer.
All right, you're saying first injury. You're saying first injury. So he's injury prone then. Why has he got first injury?
Okay,
why has he got first injury?
Okay, cool. So on that basis, then is Mikel Merino injured because he got injured in his first training session? Is Nkapia injury prone because he got injured first game?
Is injury prone? I don't know.
No, he's not, mate.
All I know is the injuries keep on coming.
I did get it wrong, but it's still not right.
Thank you, Dan, because I know what I'm talking about, mate. Because I did this live.
His first injury at Arsenal was the 9th of December 2019.
Oh, thank you. When did we sign him, Dan?
We signed him that July.
So July. So he didn't get injured for 5 months. Thank you very much.
We signed him injured. What are you talking about?
We didn't sign him injured, bro.
When did Tierney make his debut at Arsenal?
Oh, I'll fucking find that out real quick, mate. Yeah, you're chatting rubbish, brother.
He had a groin injury in May, and we signed him in July. So he got fit, basically.
Thank you. And he was sat in Sopwell House when Sky Sports were waffling that he's on his way from Celtic. Yeah, and I called it whilst live with Chig. RIP to you, my G.
I only know
Yeah,
that because
4 hours, four
remember
fucking hours, yeah, before Sky Sports broke the fucking news, and he was sat in Sopwell House in fucking St Albans. Yeah, his debut, yeah, was on the 24th of September. Yeah, that season. That was his debut. He made his debut in a 5-0 win against Nottingham Forest in the EFL Cup. Yeah, he assisted the first goal in a 4-0 fucking. Get out of here, bro.
When does the league start?
The league starts in August, mate. When did he get first injured, please? Again, Dan?
Sign him?
I've just come out.
July?
But
December.
July.
He brought him in. He got a groin injury with Celtic in May.
July.
And
We signed him in
bought
July,
him
mate.
in July. We bought him in July.
And didn't make his debut till when?
I don't
His
know that.
debut. Let me see his
September, you
debut.
just said, right?
Hold up. Let me just double
No,
check.
no,
and
no,
fact
no.
check
You
that.
said September.
DJ's falling asleep, and I've got to go. So make this point, and then
No,
we're going
hold
to.
on, I'm gonna make this quick. We signed him in July. He didn't make.
We
his
signed him
debut
on the
till
8th of
September.
August 2019. 8th of August 2019, we signed him.
You just
Yeah,
said we
he
signed
made
him
his
in-
first team debut on the 24th of September.
right.
He
Why-
assisted
why-
the
why-
first goal in a 4-0 home win against Standard
24th of
Liège.
September? Why 24th of September, not in August?
Why not?
Why
He
not the
never had a
first
pre-
week?
He
Of
never had a
September?
pre-season, mate.
Why not the first week of September?
Because he never had a pre-season.
Because he was injured. We're talking about. You can't be
Okay,
wrong. You
cool,
can't be
cool.
confident. Confidently wrong, bro.
Okay, cool.
Listen,
Even okay, cool.
Anyway,
So you're
talking
telling
about
me,
Kieran Tierney's
you're telling
injury.
me that a player that is
Is Tierney
factually
injury prone?
no, he ain't
Yes or
injury
no?
prone. No, he ain't.
Yes or no? No, I'm not asking you. Is Tierney injury prone?
Tierney.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
Is he
getting a
injury
beer.
prone?
No, he's had his injuries, but he's not injury prone. I wouldn't say he's no more injury prone than
Tomiyasu,
now.
Party,
Tommy
yeah,
Asu,
Jesus.
Party,
You're
Ben
naming
White.
all the players that are literally injury
White.
prone. You're putting him amongst those players that are injury prone. Tierney was a fantastic player, but most of the thing with Tierney White, he just weren't fit enough. And by the time he got fit, we had developed
All
a
I
new
know
way
is
of
that we
playing.
could have saved a lot of money if we'd have kept Tierney for left back, because we've wasted a lot of money on left backs, and we already had a left back at the
That
football.
aren't left backs.
You know
left
what I mean?
backs aren't left backs.
I've got to fly. I've got the
Look.
school run to do, man. It's
Yeah. I got to wrap.
F the school run, bro. You're factually incorrect.
No. You're wrong, bro. You're wrong. Do you know what?
I'm not
gonna be
wrong, bro.
better than
I do
Sterling
this every day for a living.
You are wrong, bro.
Restricto, shout out what you got.
Stricto,
going
I
on.
do this every day for a living. He's factually less injured than Thomas Party, Jesus, Zinchenko, and Tomiyasu since the days they
Stricto,
signed
shout
for
out your
this
channel,
club.
man, and then bounce. Shout out
Factually.
your channel and then bounce. Go on.
Hey, strict, man. You lot can see it there, man. Strict.
Yeah,
Yeah.
big up, Stricto. Big up, man.
Follow up there. DJB, big up yourself. Lee, big up yourself.
Nah, bless up, Strict.
Yeah. All right, cool. Love.
Love Strict. In a bit, my guy.
Factually incorrect. We're dealing facts
Right.
and we do this every day.
We're gonna get out of here, people. Make sure you do me a favor. Make sure you're following DJB Arsenal Huddle. Make sure you're following Lee Gunner and Lee Reacts. Big up to everyone that come on tonight. Big up to Brandon and Christian who were here earlier as well.
Oh,
as
he
the panel,
lasted.
and of course,
Christian
Penny
lasted.
Cat
He lasted
anytime.
17 minutes last week. Fuck, you know.
Yeah, his Wi-Fi it was dodgy today as well.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
he-
old
In and
chestnut.
out. Huh?
yeah,
Huh?
Wi-Fi was mad. And to be fair, it was actually moving mad today.
Then we've
But,
done
he
3
actually-
hours, 6 minutes, mate. What's going
3
on?
hours and 6 minutes. Wow. I mean, I said to Lee, I need to be done by 11. You're coming on for 20. He's like, yeah, we're here at midnight. You know how it is.
Yeah, but you know what it
Always
is, yeah? Like when people factually chat shit, yeah, and Stricto's a cool guy, yeah.
Yeah,
Bro,
Yeah, I love
Finney
I
is
love
not injury prone, bro.
yeah, I know. It's just the
The manager, he said, factually, his words, I wanted him out after he won the cup as well. So what
Can
changed
you-
then? Because he don't win nothing
Let's
now.
say that he is, just quickly, because I do all the rap. Let's say that he is injury prone. Let's just go, okay, cool. We're wrong. You're right then, clearly. What the hell is everyone else then?
yeah.
What the hell
That's what I
was-
just said then. What's everyone there then?
What
What's
was
Ben
Thomas?
White?
What was Thomas Party and what was Zinchenko? What was Tomiyasu? What was what I'm
But they
saying?
weren't Arteta signing. Yeah, they
Yeah,
were Arteta.
They
Yeah,
were
so
Arteta signings, yeah.
yeah, so that's my point. Kieran Tierney wasn't. Yeah,
Yeah.
so they never
That's why
rated
him
him.
and Pepe. That's why him and Pepe got done over. Big
The only
time.
Arteta
It was
signing
the
this guy has
Baku
ever
one. I wanted
fucking
him
rated.
left in Baku, but he's willing to not leave Arteta when we got beat against Newcastle, when we went out of the FA
Yeah.
Cup against Man
That
United,
was a
when we
great
lost to
question, that
PSG. When we lost to PSG, they're not willing to keep Arteta in France, but they're willing to keep Unai Emery in Baku.
Honestly,
Mate, this is
I
the
don't
point. Yeah,
understand it.
they sit there chatting shit. Yeah, and you have to pull them up on their shit. Yeah, Kieran Senior is factually less injured than the 4 I mentioned since the day they signed for the club.
No, it's
Yeah.
true. It is true. And that's what we deal with, man.
I do it every
Listen,
day.
do me a favor, people. Hit like, hit subscribe. Make sure, Mr. Me, thank you so much for your super chats. I ain't going to read them out, but thank you so much, my bro. I do appreciate it. Thank you very much. Listen, make sure you're following Match Bingo. QR code is on screen. And make sure that you are sorting OK jerseys out as well. Links in the description. Lee, what you got coming on?
Pause. That's gay.
Coming up, I should have said. Go on.
I'm going to the beach, Dan. Yeah, I'm going to the beach at about 10 a.m. my time.
Oh,
And then I'll be back for the Arsenal game. Fan
Love
cams, emergency meeting. Then Thursday, Europa League. And La Liga, Barca play again. Yeah, North's live if you want to raid anyone.
Love that, man. Yeah. I think Northside, is he Northside?
Yeah, he's live. He's live.
Northside's still live, yeah. Okay, sweet. Yeah. Let me do North then. I was gonna do Saeed. I didn't know the Northside was still live. Sweet, I'll do that and let me get that changed. Yeah, big up to Mo as well and Sam, who are both raided. We are just about to leave, but I do appreciate it. Big up all the same. I can't believe we still are live, but we are. So you know what it is. So let me do this. Northside.
We always have a mad one now and again, Pots, don't we? There's always a late one.
It's mad, bro, but it's good. It's good. It's all good.
Yeah, but this is the thing, yeah. We're the voice of truth and the voice of reason. Claude will be proud, mate. Yeah, we're.
Oh man, I miss that guy, man. I miss that guy, man.
Mad, isn't it?
I really do, man. It's crazy how long it's been as well, but big up. Listen, go show Northside some love, and we'll see you next time. We're out of here, people.
I'll take her out.
Big up, people.